Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to the Done Creative Live, aka Harmony Portal Tarot Live. That's going to be a hard habit to break. It's kind of funny because on my other channel, I'm having a fine time just calling it Harmony Portal Tarot. For some reason, the Done Creative Live is dying a very slow and hard death. I hope you're all doing well. How is everybody this fine Friday evening? I mean, Wednesday evening, oh my gosh, my days are mixed up. Hope you're having a fabulous Wednesday. Yeah, my kids are out of school for the rest of the year. Hello, Amber. Hello, Once in a Million. Welcome, welcome. Kirsten is here as well. It tells me there's one person here. I think YouTube is lying to me again. Yes, I hope you're all having a great evening. We're going to kick today off with a little collective reading for everybody. And yeah, Merry Christmas to you as well, Kirsten. We have so far 2 donations. One was made actually yesterday from a friend of mine. So I'm assuming she meant this live stream. Reading during the live stream was all her PayPal note said. So Solar Siren, if you're here, I got you down. And then KDP has also donated for this evening. So that is our current lineup. And of course, anyone else that wants to donate, we will get into your reading as well. Oh, your kids go tomorrow, then they're free. Yeah. Oh, your kids out. Oh, out on break. Okay. I think you meant kids. I'm like the worst, like especially on my phone. My phone doesn't always pick up my left thumb print for some reason. So a lot of times it's like auto-corrected into really weird stuff. So yeah, like the word could always on when I'm typing it on my text, it'll say oils, like OILS. It's like, okay, cool. Sorry, I'm trying to get my lighting a little bit better here. But yeah, I think we are just gonna go ahead and start our collective reading to get right into it today. So we're gonna start with the Fountain Tarot. Just pull a couple cards on current energies, how we're feeling, what's going on, kind of leading up. I mean, I will be live again Friday, but as we know, these are never just like daily messages. A lot of times these energies reverberate out over multiple days or weeks. So we have the Queen of Wands here. So this is like just embodying your inner light. I really see this as just coming back into union with your sovereignty. Like that's been a theme for me as well. And, there might even be someone in your life that's like a Queen of Wands figure. They don't necessarily have to be a fire sign, although they can be. But this, to me, what I'm seeing with this is you embodying this very motivated, inspired, passionate, ready to take life by the horns kind of energy. Or there's someone in your life that is kind of acting in this role for you. And we have 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Coins, and the 8 of Wands. So I know this time of year people might be hustling and bustling to get those last minute gift ideas and things that we're needing to get purchased if we're celebrating any holidays and making sure everybody's accounted for here. But money, with inflation and everything, money can be a little tight this time of year. And I did a little bit of shopping today and I'm just like, whoa, everything is like double the price of what I remember. Just shopping in like Bed Bath and Beyond, I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I'm ready to just become like a extreme minimalist. Like, oh wow, just to replace any like thing that I have in my house in the future. I'm like not looking forward to it. Like the pricing of everything is just wow, so big. But what we have here with the 5 of Pentacles, just feeling left out in the cold, just feeling like things aren't stretching enough, going without in some regard. This feeling is passing very quickly because the 8 of Wands, I love that this is coming in with this Queen to support this 5 of Coins or 5 of Pentacles energy here, because the 8 of Wands is about tuning into your passions, into your purpose, and also a very quick moving energy. So, Amber says, I heard the reading in bits and pieces. Seems I was late, had an argument yesterday with hubby and today with brother about projecting control, and he goes on to me. Oh no, yeah, we kind of read into that being a possibility, and it looks like it's going down that road. Hopefully, you can find a way to deal with them and not feel too taken out of your holiday spirit, if that makes sense. Let's see, what other deck do we want to get in the mix for our collective reading? Anything else we need to know? Ooh, we have here Rose Without Thorns. You have a right to your joy, peace, and sweetness of life. And yeah, especially at this Five of Pentacles where we're putting this next to, it's like even if you can't, provide the Christmas or have the holiday or, just life in general that you're really wishing you could, possibly because of finances or maybe someone else's energy, for Amber, this is her brother and husband maybe putting a wrench in the gears of her happiness, but she has a right to her joy, so do we all, and our peace, and really just enjoying the sweetness of life. And right before this, I was watching this thing about pomegranates and their symbolism, because I've just been obsessed with pomegranates. I am, like, pretty much every time this time of year, just because it's something I really love to have. It's just so good. But there's such deep feminine spiritual wisdom within just the symbolism of a pomegranate. And that's kind of what this is reminding me of for some reason. But then we have the sun here as well. Joy, another word with joy. So you have a right to your joy. And then we have joy, enjoyment, life force, success, vitality, and play. So I really just think this is such a beautiful, energy for those that are celebrating or are spending time over the holidays with family and friends and just having just beautiful times together with people. And those that are feeling a little sad, a little desperate, a little desolate this time of year, just know that this too shall pass, because there is so much joy. This is almost you deciding, well, we're left out in the cold from this person, situation, whatever this is. But hey, I'm going to go make my own happiness somewhere else. That's kind of how I'm seeing this. So, specifically for Amber, she might be just deciding to go hang out with the kids in another room and just not worry about all the projections that are going on with the other family members. But yeah, especially those that are getting together with maybe family, extended family, and sometimes it's not always, 100% roses. We use the rose oracle here. Roses, rainbows, and butterflies. But, we know when we need to pull back our energy or set up some boundaries or whatever's going on with that. And just make the most of whatever situation we are in. And of course, if there's a situation we're in that's dangerous or just not for our highest good and we can get out of it, that would be the best advice for that. So let's also grab a Making Magic card, and then we will get into our first donation. All right. All right, so we have here the Philosopher's Stone, powerful manifestation of wishes and goals by harnessing universal energy. So just tuning into your own, that beautiful Queen of Wands energy to really tune in and know that that inner source, that inner, what was I calling it? Like the inner self is so powerful. And a lot of times, even like I was talking, I went in, if you missed the last live stream on last Friday, go check it out. I'm in a calmer and better place than I was on that live stream, but I think we all just collectively have been feeling a little left out in the cold, a little, just what is the purpose of all this if we're so hyper controlled and just completely dumbed down? And it's just, we could really get into some rabbit holes, but there is just so much going on in the collective to where we are, especially coming into the year 2023, where it being a universal year number 7 is a very powerful time for us all to tune into that inner guidance, that inner self. Like I was saying in the last live stream, a lot of times that higher self, just thinking higher self or saying higher self, it seems so outside of us or unattainable. At least that's the connotation. It sometimes feels that way to me. Not necessarily everybody feels that way. They might have a very knowing connection that energy is within them. But a lot of times to me, it feels so external. But when I tune into that inner guidance, I know for sure that is that source, creator piece of me that is here embodied in this human body. And just knowing that piece of me, that part of my soul that is here, this light that I have within me, that's enough. That's enough for me. And, just the more light your body can hold, the more light you have access to, right? And that's what I'm seeing coming through is so many of us are just sick and tired of being sick and tired, and we are ready to hold more of our divinity and our higher light. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's an Elliott storm. Is that what you're saying? Elliott storm heading toward us, but it seems people around me want to drive to other states in blizzard conditions. Oh no. Yeah, we've got some snow, and it's let's check. Tomorrow's supposed to get real hairy, but I actually saw that it had calmed down. As far as the weather update they were giving, it had calmed down quite a bit. So it's -7, so 7 below 0. Those of you in Celsius, I do not know how to convert that. So maybe you can convert that if you'd like. But tomorrow is where things get a little, oh, what the heck? They're messing with it. It was just going to be 26 below, and now it's saying 5 below. Oh no, now it's saying 20 below. Okay. That's a little more like what I was thinking, because it had said 26 below for the low tomorrow. So yeah, there's definitely, ooh, -20 in Celsius. Yeah. Um, but yeah, if you think about it, like even just like a -20 is like 50 degrees below, like freezing, below the 32 degrees Fahrenheit freezing point, which to me is like, oh my gosh, that's so cold. I'm used to it though. I mean, I was born in the North and raised in the North, so I get it. All schools were canceled. Yeah, wow. 20 Celsius, that is cold. Yeah. Uh, all right. Oh, it's -1 for you, Katie. Yeah, 20 Celsius. Otherwise, if she's not here, we will start with Katie's question because she has donated for a one-card read. Let's see. And those are the only two donations I have thus far. So as I always say, this might be a very short live, but then again, every time I say that, it's never a short live. So I love hanging out with you guys. So much fun for me. Okay, so we're gonna put these back. And I don't see that Solar Siren is here, at least not right now. So yeah, Katie can go ahead and post her question, and we will get right into it for her. And then we will play it by ear as to what comes in next. Yeah, it was so cold, I had to make myself some hot chocolate. Kind of hard to see in the dark cup. Yes. I had to make some hot cocoa. It's more like lukewarm cocoa about now because I was sipping on it as I was getting ready for the live stream and stuff. Oh yeah, -20 to 25 Celsius. Yeah, for you there. Wow, that's so cold. I think the coldest I've ever experienced in my life in northern Idaho and northern Montana is about -40 Fahrenheit, which is so cold. That's really rare. And then you get the wind chill in. Sometimes I mean, I can't remember. When I was in high school, though, it had got down to like 40 below 0. And the wind chill made it like almost like -60, I think. And that's, thank goodness that doesn't last too long because that's just cold. That is just like dangerously cold. Yeah, just going to and from my car, picking the kids up, dropping them off, like that's more than enough cold for me in these weather these days. Ah. All right. So yeah, I'm not seeing Solar Siren. So Katie P can go ahead and post her question. We'll get right into that and play it by ear for that. Oh, Once in Lay Million had said something. Let me scroll back up. Much love to you. There's a situation happening in my family as well. We shall all try to make the best out of Christmas holidays. Yeah, gotta go because I have to run some errands. Well, have a wonderful Christmas if we don't see you again, Once in Lay Million. Yeah, wanted to drop in while I had the chance. Thanks, man, for all you do. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. All right. Well, wind chill is everyday thing here next to Chicago, right? Oh, yeah, I hear it's not called the Windy City for no reason, right? Yeah, thankfully, I mean, we can get wind here occasionally, but it's more toward the middle part of Montana, the middle of the state, around Great Falls. Great Falls is like the Montana wind capital. It's very windy over there. And they even have these barriers on the freeway because the wind has been known to knock over, 18-wheeler trucks on the road. It's a lot. Yeah, it's crazy. All right. So, Katie, we will jump into your question, or Solar Siren, whoever posts first. And Solar Siren had sent her question yesterday, so or her donation yesterday. So I'm not sure if she thought I had my live stream yesterday and then I didn't go live, but I always have it on Wednesday. So um I could definitely text her. I actually have her contact information. Yeah. All right. I'm not sure where Katie went. If Katie's here or if Solar Siren's here. Oh yeah, you can go ahead and post your question. Sure thing. Because I don't see it on PayPal. No, you're fine, Katie. That's no worry. Yeah. You just didn't realize you were going ahead of the curve today. Hello, Pika Lee. Welcome, welcome. It's been a minute since I've seen you. I hope you're well. You all ready for the holidays if you celebrate? I never want to assume because some people just don't celebrate. I mean, I don't celebrate it as it is, but I just kind of, I guess you would call it, since my big awakening in 2016, I participate. Does that make sense? um, okay, so your question is Jordan romantically interested in Robin? Okay. So we can tune in almost, or only, I should say, only as much as their energy is open to. I always like to say that before these types of readings, but sometimes I forget to say that. We can only really tune in as much as their energy is allowing. So we may get the answer, we may not get the answer, but we're going to try our darndest just to see what's going on. Yeah, it's been forever. I'm so ready to spend time with family. Oh, that sounds fun. Oh, you broke up, and he said he never liked anyone like me. I consider this cheating. Wow. Okay, so let's see if Jordan is romantically interested in Robin. Okay. Ooh, we have the Nine of Wands here. It's very interesting. In this depiction, there is a rose here, which to me does indicate romance. So I don't know if they had maybe been on again, off again, on again, off again in the past, or there were feelings in the past, but things never happened. At the very least, if there are romantic feelings on Jordan's part toward Robin, I don't feel that they're completely reciprocated, or that he's going to go in that direction or she's going to go in his direction. Again, though, if they had been, this is very interesting. If they had been connected in the past and it's just, kind of like we like each other, but like every time that I'm available to love you, you're with someone, or anytime you're available, kind of like you keep missing each other. That could be the potential of this energy. But if they weren't romantically linked or had ever talked about having feelings for each other in the past, I would just say it's probably not going to happen either in the future. He said there is no one. Yeah, I mean, he might be telling the truth with that. Although there might be someone he has his eye on, but that could also be your energy, Katie. But let's just see specifically for Robin if Jordan is romantically interested. Well, we have the King of Pentacles here. So if nothing has physically happened between the two of them in the past, I would say it's probably not happening in the future. But let's see. Because of all the kings, this is the most physical. So there may not be, if it is a physical connection from the past, there's not a lot of spiritual depth, emotional depth, or even mental connection between the two of them, if that makes sense. And then with the Wheel of Fortune, again, I'm really seeing this as just kind of like time will tell, but it's almost like the past will tell the future. So if you know the past between these two people, then you have your answer pretty much. The past is a reflection of the future, is what I see. Let's just see if we can get any additional guidance. We're going to go to this deck. See if there's any additional guidance between Jordan and Robin. Anything Katie needs to know about a connection. If Jordan is romantically linked to Robin. And we have here transits with climate. So if he does like her, let's just put it this way. If he does have a romantic interest in her right now, it's not going to last very long. Because with this transit, transiting is something, much like the wheel energy, it lasts only so long. It's like a cycle and then it's over, is what I see with it. So if he does like her, It's not going to last long either on his part or her part, or somehow they just can't come together. I don't see him getting right into another romantic involvement right away with this energy. This is kind of like the perpetual bachelor card a little bit, with the surrounding energy, not normally just by itself. It's the father. It's a very fatherly type of figure, much as the Queen of Pentacles is a very motherly type figure. But in this context and with what's going on here, I'm getting a very bachelor vibe, almost like he wants to be single and just work on himself or focus on work or something like this. I don't see, if he is going to try to go down a romantic road, he's going to run into some roadblocks or some difficulties. Yeah, trying to move on and hoping not to hate him. Then he was honest with me. Yeah, I'm leaning more in the kind of camp that he has been honest with you, at least about his involvement with Robin. But that's not to say that maybe in the past there hadn't been something. Not while you were together. I'm seeing this, if there was a connection before, it would have been before you were together. So I hope that makes sense. Let's just get one more. Anything else on this subject? Go to this deck. Anything else for Katie before we close out? If Jordan is romantically interested in Robin. Okay. Wow, we have here the Blue Lotus intuition. So I would say trust your intuition on whatever's going on in this connection, or, Jordan with anybody. If he's talking to you still and you hear something from him and it doesn't sound like he's telling the truth, I would just trust your intuition. Your gut instinct is pretty on with this. It's very interesting here. We also have the Ace of Cups in the middle of the card. Yeah, it's a better view of it. I got a little bit of darkness going on the table, these darker cards here, but yeah, I would say trust your intuition, but there is this cup running over of love. So to me, this really reads as self-love and you really focusing on yourself and just letting him focus on himself. Oh, you're not talking about this girl is liking his pick. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, if there is something going on with them in the past, possibly, but for the most part, I just don't see this being a long-term thing. If there is any kind of spark between the two of them right now, it's probably not going very far. So put that way. Yeah, it might just be a random person he knows that liked the photo and there's nothing much between them. Unless there's history and you know about this history, then there might be something between them, but it's not going to work. It's not going to last. Once again. All right. So I hope that resonated for you, Katie, or brought you a little bit of guidance and clarity. Okay. So, hello, Angela. Welcome. So Solar Siren, I don't think is here. And that is my last donation. So this might be the shortest live stream I think I've ever had. Maybe we'll hang out for a few minutes just to see if anyone that's just coming in wants to donate. And then we can get into your question as well. Drink a little drink. Oh, as I slop it onto my shirt. That's not good. Yes, let me. Oh, you can donate for one more. Sure. Yeah, go ahead. We'll hang out a minute and give you time to do that. Oh, it looks like she's already done it. Katie is on the mark today. My now not even lukewarm, but bordering on cold cocoa, not hot cocoa. It's still good though. Very, very good. Okay, so whenever you're back, Katie, go ahead and feel free to write your question, and then we'll just get right into it. So anyone hoping to donate for your guaranteed reading, you can do that anytime now. And we will get right into your question after. Okay. Okay, so Katie, please advise on how to get balanced and move on. I'm miserable. My head is a mess. Okay. So tuning in to Katie's inner guidance. Advice on how to get balanced. So we have here the Guardian of Swords. So this is the King of Swords. I want to double check. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because it was the Guardian. Let me just double check with the King of Pentacles. No, Elder is the King. So this is the Queen. Queen of Swords. Okay. So I can totally see, though, with the Queen of Swords, there is just this mental, like, muckiness going on. But I love that this came out. Yes, it's a very mental energy in and of itself, the swords. But the Queen of Swords, she's finally getting bearing on her thoughts and her um her inner guidance, if this makes sense. So you're going to be able to start separating the thoughts, especially if you've been really spiraling thinking about the woulda shoulda couldas of life, your relationship with Jordan, everything going on just maybe that's stressing you out, and just having so many just crazy uh you know worst case scenarios playing out in your head. But the fact that the Queen of Swords is coming in to support you for during this time, this is huge energy. I'm really glad to see this, because you're cutting these things off. You're cutting these thoughts off. Yes, a lot of times when we are going through a darker period of time, after a breakup, after, an illness, or, I mean, for your case, a breakup, a lot of times these like external forces, or the darkness on the planet, or just entity interference can really ramp up. So I don't want anyone to ever be scared when they hear that, yeah, there's dark entities that are invading our thoughts and making us think dark thought. Is dark entity interference, if that makes sense. That is not you thinking these things. It's being thought of in your brain, using your equipment, your brain, to think these things. I'm not saying that that's what you're thinking, Katie, but if this has ever crossed your mind, just know that's not you thinking that. You're the observer. You're the one, you know, like observing the thought of those, dark things. With the Four of Cups here, this is about coming back to center and really starting to pick out the things in your life that you love, that you're thankful for, that mean a lot to you, specifically in your relationships or your emotional connections. So if you have a really close friend or a family member, or just anyone in your life. It could even be a pet, for all we know. Um, Anyone that you have a close emotional connection to, this is the time to really, I don't say lose yourself in that person, but really make this person, and of course yourself, a priority. So yes, if it's you and your kids, of course, mothers can. That's probably why I really almost felt the need to preface it by saying, don't lose yourself in these connections. I big hugs, like dinner and hijack, and oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here. It's like you got my like telepathic memo to come say hi. Sorry, Katie. But yes, it's very interesting with you 3 kids. That's 4. I love that. And focusing on your individual connection with each of your kids, and of course your connection with yourself, that self love energy. And then we have the Hanged Man or the Hanged One, and this is probably the coolest Hanged Man card I've ever seen in any deck that I own, or any that I've ever seen. And it's basically the vantage point from the moon to the earth, seeing the earth from the moon's perspective. And of course, again, going back to the moon, the emotions, right? The emotional aspect of yourself and your emotional connections to other people, and seeing these things from a different perspective. So, of course, after a breakup, you want to dissect and, like I was saying, all the woulda, shoulda, couldas of the relationship. But yes, it's okay to do these things and face these things and feel your way through them without attaching and going on downward spirals. That's where a lot of us, it's just almost second nature for us to go on these downward spirals after something big happens like this. Let's get some words of advice and wisdom for Katie during this transitional time in her life. Ooh, very interesting. The Elder of Swords, and it came up upside down. Did you see that? And I was trying to determine, is this the King of Swords or the Queen of Swords? So here's our answer, the King of Swords. It's almost like finding the union of the divine masculine, divine feminine within yourself. And that's what a lot of people are kind of subconsciously on this mission in their relationships to do, is to unite. If it's even in a gay relationship, there's the divine masculine, divine feminine playing out in different roles. And we all have divine masculine, divine feminine energy within each of us. So there is the dynamic. So this is about finding that dynamic within you and treating that as your significant other relationship in your life. Basically dating yourself, loving yourself, treating yourself, doing all the things you would want a partner to do for yourself. And I know it's not the same, but there comes a time in life, and specifically for you right now, since this is, oh, there it goes. Since this is your reality right now, for you to be able to really take this energy to heart so that you can really embody these energies for yourself, to really make it through. And then the next connection you have in your life will be much more supportive of what you actually want to experience. And not, specifically with all these emotions and the connections emotionally to other people. I want to go out on a limb and say Jordan probably wasn't very forthcoming emotionally or didn't want to share his emotions with you. But your next relationship, if you're doing this inner work, this next person will be able to do that on a deeper level. And then we have the Ginkgo card with breakthrough. Very interesting. This is actually one of the piles you can select on the January pick a card reading that's coming out to my other channel on Friday. So watch for that one. Maybe there's a message in that pile for you, Katie, on Friday on my other channel, Harmony Portal Tarot. But let's see. Yeah, there's going to be a breakthrough. And it's very interesting because there's all this, the King of Swords has the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Swords has the Ace of Swords, and then this kind of Merlin magician energy here has the Ace of Swords. But look, it's almost, I got major chills on my crown now too. You have so much support around you. If you could only see so much support around you, it's just so much. But the crow spirit is with you. So looking into the crow symbol, like the spirit animal of the crow, there's a lot of wisdom in that animal medicine for you there. Oh, and never did. Oh, he didn't and never admit and pushed his feelings for me. Yeah. Aw. Then we have Rose with love. It's very interesting because this came out in one of the daily readings I filmed today for like after Christmas. But again, the divine, and I talked about that in the reading that I'm talking about, such collective energy, but wow, this is a divine masculine, divine feminine union within you. Very self-love energy with the Rose card here. So again, dating yourself, treating yourself, this is going to be helpful for you. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the whole camera thing. Sometimes buffering, all that can cause it to be really bad. But yeah, anyone else, if it's just almost impossible to see, if it's really blurry, let me know. Oh, people, you're just traveling around your town, just know you're safe and protected. It's like just an external little fun message for you. Yeah, now it's saying your connection is unstable, so that's probably why it's doing that crazy blurry stuff. Yeah, thank you so much, Burma. Okay, so that was your message, Katie. I really do hope that you find some peace and clarity through all the mental mumbo jumbo that happens after, everything that you've been through. You've been through a lot, and you do deserve happiness. And for a while, you're going to be the one to give yourself that happiness on, different levels. And really just tuning into those connections with your children are going to be super, super helpful and beneficial to you at this time to really get through these more, difficult times, specifically with mending your heart and, just getting to a really good place mentally. So big hugs to you, Katie. Okay, so let me just double check. Okay, so we had another donation come in for 2 questions, and I'm going to go over to my email to see who this was that donated. It's from Pika Lee. Okay, so 2 questions. I'm interested in going into project management, but have been getting repeated messages on becoming a business coach or leader. Oh, wow, cool. Are there any insights on which way to go? Currently, I'm a lead that has to do a lot of coaching, and although I'm good at it I'm really tired and heading in the direction of project management, but I'm interested in any guidance regarding my career. Okay. So I kind of want to do, that was the Ace of Wands, by the way. So there's like a new opportunity, new path opening up for you. But I'm going to read this. I'm going to do your kind of business coach / leader, and then, project management to just see, what I'm really feeling that equally both of these things. Yeah, you can post it here. That's totally fine. Yeah. But as far as this goes, let's kind of get one option, second option. So business coaching and I want to get this right. So business coach and leader, and then project management. Okay, because I'm seeing they're equally viable for you. So let's see what your best path to follow would be. Even though it's pretty equally viable, let's just see. So coach, ooh, that's a lot, but I want that one, and I want this one, and I want the bottom one. And then as far as project management, ooh, Four of Swords. I saw that Four of Swords. We'll get right back to that. Okay. They only want 2 for that one. So there it is. Oh, wow. Look at the sun. But we got the Ten of Swords. So there might be a very stressful transition or situation to get to this Queen of Swords of being able to run your own deal and do your own thing. But I love seeing the sun here with this reading. So as far as project management goes, okay, Explorer of Pentacles, slow and steady energy, and then the Four of Swords of healing, just maybe even feeling burned out. So it might be a slow and steady progress in this project management with a lot of burnout possibly coming in. Let's get one more to just round this project management part out. Okay, we have the Empress here. So I like this because I was getting a decent vibe, like a vibe from you going into project management that at first it might be kind of a weird transition or just, I mean, you're already doing similar-ish, but already just kind of feeling burned out with the whole corporate lifestyle and everything, then, you know, it just might be that you are maybe taking some time off before jumping in if that's what you choose to do. But you are feeling pretty empowered whichever way you go, really. I mean, but of course, there might be, you know, this Ten of Swords, the stress of if you are kind of your own, you know, person, your own entrepreneurial spirit, there is a certain amount of stress in opening or starting your own thing, especially if you don't have a 9 to 5 to keep bringing in the money when you're trying to get established. So really, I almost want to pull a bridge card between because it might look like you going into project management to kind of, you know, take that next logical step in your career in the corporate world, but also dabbling on the side into this before or until, I should say, you really get established and have this sense of anxiety easing off of you. Because with the Queen of Swords, she knows exactly what she wants. She's not going to beat around the bush. But the Explorer of Pentacles is a slow and steady energy. But ultimately, with the Empress here, it might make this just a more difficult situation for you, or a difficult choice, I guess we could say. That's on point right now. I'm burned out being a coach and ready to jump into something new that I informally already do. Yeah, exactly. But let's see the bridge energy if there's, okay, yeah, seeing things a different perspective. And I like this coming out in this position as well because, yeah, you could really do either. Even if you are just kind of doing this as more like a consultant or, you know, kind of very part-time to get you started and really, you know, you might have so many people coming to you that you have to quit corporate life because you have so much going on. But again, there's the ebb and the flow, the peaks and the valleys, the ups and the downs of being an entrepreneur that can be scary. But at the same time, they're very thrilling because there is no cap. There is no limit to your salary except maybe your time and the effort you can put in day after day after day, or the amount of customers that are coming to you day after day after day. But, you know, this to me has potential. Like with the sun here, there's potential to open up multiple streams of income with the coaching, where you're maybe creating some sort of online course or, you know, help with videos that people can watch, they can purchase and watch almost like a course without you even having to be hands-on with them. But then you could also have another income stream where you are more hands-on with certain clients. And, you know, just your advice is worth a lot more, I think, than what you're paid and even the project management would pay you. It was insane. Coach Message comes with additional messages. Yes, yes. So it would definitely be something to do on the side. Yeah, yeah. You add up and accumulate 3, 4, 5 different streams of income kind of in the same realm of being a coach, or, you know, working on, you know, helping people learn about business and doing what they need to do. But you have such a solid foundation that you could really do either and both at the same time if you chose. Let's just see any further guidance. The Magician, yeah, exactly, exactly. You've got basically the masculine and the feminine of the creative energies here. So the sky's the limit, if not beyond the sky, because we're already on the moon here, right? You're already on the moon, so you might as well shoot higher and, you know, land among the stars is really what I see here. And then the Five of Cups is just maybe just having this transition of life from one way of being in the corporate life to then going into project management, and then also having the side hustle, and maybe certain relationships or connections that you once had with certain people at work just aren't as strong. And this might already be something that's kind of going on, and you're just not feeling it so much anymore. Um, just not really feeling the love from certain people at work, or I don't know if certain people that you really vibed with left that job and went somewhere else, or maybe if that's still future energy that someone you enjoy working with is no longer there, or if that's you leaving departments and going in another, area or direction, that you're leaving behind some people you do work with. And there's just, I guess, kind of a bittersweet kind of thing. Yeah, your bestie left. Yeah. Um, but again, that doesn't mean you can't still see this person or talk to them, on the side, or, outside of work. Let's get one more. Anything else? Ooh, Nine of Pentacles. Your hard work will pay off. Whatever, Pigally, whatever you decide to do, your hard work will definitely pay off. You investing in yourself, you investing in your future is the best move you can make. Whatever, action you take here, whatever direction you go, even if you go in both directions at the same time, your hard work is definitely paying off. You're going to reap what you sow. High dividends. I see lots of good stuff coming in from this. Let's just see any additional guidance, anything else before we move on to your second question. Yeah, midheaven with Pinnacle. Midheaven is your career, and you're reaching this point where you're wanting to close out that old cycle with the 36 here as of tonight, closing out one cycle, but also the nines do represent tuning into your purpose and knowing that you're feeling burned out, or maybe the purpose just isn't really there for you where you're at in corporate America, but maybe moving into project management will really help with that. But again, it might be this kind of grace period where you're kind of mourning the past as far as the glory days of your old position at work, and trying to get I think you have a decent foundation for project management, like you say, but just kind of slow and steady will get you to this feeling more in your Empress energy with this new endeavor if you go that direction. But whatever you decide to do, the sky, you're already beyond the sky. So like, yeah, you're closing out those old cycles in your work, and you're on the precipice of being able to reach a pinnacle. But with the Child of Pentacles on the back and the wheel on the back, look at this. There's a lot of new opportunity, or shifting, changing the cycle, going in a new direction, but also just being able to do whatever you want. Oh my God, I literally said yesterday, maybe I'm not walking in my purpose right now. I feel like I completed what I was meant to do already and ready to go to something new. That's exactly what these two are speaking of, because closing out old cycles, starting something fresh, closing out old cycles, and of course after the 9 comes the 10 of new beginnings. So yeah, you're right on time for your next big breakthrough is really what I see here. So that is, sign me up. That sounds amazing. Yes, Pigally. Yes. All right. I hope that it sounds like it resonated. I won't even say I hope. I'm pretty sure it did. So I'm glad that this came through for you. This was a great reading. I got chills on my crown now, so you got a lot of spiritual support in this new endeavor, and whatever direction you decide to go, because where your attention and your time and your effort go, there's going to be a lot of energy flowing in that direction for you. So powerful. So go ahead and post your next question, and we'll get right into it. Okay, I'm gonna double check that we didn't get any other donations just to be sure here. So anyone looking for a reading tonight, this might be your last call. We're gonna do Pigalee's next reading, and then that is my last donation so far. So anyone else looking to donate can do so anytime here in the next few minutes or so, and we will get right into your question after Pigalee. Drink of my water now. Okay. Might take a minute to type it out. I know how that goes. Oh, she wants one. Give her a second. Yes, we'll still be here, Jamie. No worries. So what's going on in the love life department? I'm really feeling the self-love, but curious about what's coming up in my love life. All right, let's tune in for Pikalee, her love life. right. See if there's a special someone, or if it's more self-love time. We'll just see what comes out. We'll get 3 to start. Ooh, Elder of Cups. So the King of Cups, yes. That very spiritual king, he is checking on in. This one that we energetically keep thinking it's this guy or this guy. He's still out there, and he's still on, some timeline to come in, and here you go. He's definitely on the horizon, but again, the timelines that I receive are usually with a grain of salt. That I say, yes, take them with a grain of salt. But it's very interesting because we have the Hermit energy here, and 2023 is a universal year number 7, which is very Hermit vibes, very spiritual energy, very tuning in, very tapping in. But because we have the Elder of Cups here, you might meet this person in a very spiritual way, or you have a dream about them, or you're at some sort of meditation retreat. Like, I don't know exactly what you're doing, but this person is definitely there, and you are having this spiritual connection to them already. So you can talk to their inner self, higher self, whatever you want to call that energy of this person or their soul. Let's see. But, for the meantime, I would say just through April is really the timeline that's just coming right into my awareness right now. Is now through April, you're kind of doing the hermit self-love thing for a hot minute longer. But then there's an awakening from all of this introspection where you're ready to put yourself out there, or love somehow finds you. Let's just see if we can get some additional guidance for Pika Lee's love life. So already this is a decently long-term reading. Oh, 4 Pentacles, where there's your April energy right there. The 4, April, 4th month. But yeah, the 4 Pentacles is just, energetically speaking, you're keeping your energy pretty close to the chest right now, just because you're in your self-love field right now. But once you're ready, and again, I really see you're going to be more than ready around April to put yourself out there, meet someone, or just feel the love. Let's see. And then the High Priestess. Look at all this Major Arcana energy. Wow. And it's very spiritual Major Arcana. I mean, these are the spiritual Major Arcanas right here. You got them. You got pretty much all of them. Except Temperance. Wow. Wow. Yeah. You're going to be able to, between now and when you do meet this person, I guess we would call it discernment, or being able to see through any, sweet talkers or players, or just people who are just not who they're pretending to be or saying they are. You're going to see through it right quick. There's no getting one over on Pika Lee, because we've got all this blue and purple energy of the crown, third eye areas. So it's on and popping for your intuition to be able to know or see through any clowns, any players, any illusions that these guys might be putting up. Because this guy's energy just speaks for itself. He doesn't have to try to impress anybody. He just is impressive being himself, which is amazing. Oh, wow. April popped in my head recently when I was pondering my love life. I love it. Yes. Oh, my God. Yes. I feel like I was recently tested with Leo. Recently contacted me. Yep. There's Leo yet again. But no, this is definitely not his energy we're picking up here. This guy is very calm, cool, and collected, but not in a boring way. He's just very observational. Like, he loves to observe, but not in like a creepy stalker way. Let me back up. No, not in like the creepy way, but he's just very attuned to the, underlying energy of everything going on around him. And much like you're like the female equivalent of that. You can tune in and just kind of read a room, and, he's not gonna, he's kind of the strong silent type, just initially. Like, he's in his kind of observation mode. Like, if you do walk into a bar or a room or a restaurant or wherever you're at, and he's there, you might not even notice he's there at first, but energetically you're feeling pulled to something. Like, that's how I'm feeling this. But once you get to know him, or at least open the door to communicate, he's definitely going to share feelings, thoughts, emotions. He's not going to be this closed door, strong silent type in that regard. But when, energetically speaking, it's like he doesn't even have to speak, and you feel his heart, you feel his soul. Like, that's how I'm really seeing this. Is beautiful energy, by the way. Woo. Yes, that's totally your vibe. All right, let's just see if there's any additional guidance for Pika Lee. between now and April, or whenever this wonderful man comes into her life, because he's wonderful. Come on now. All right, we have the sun. Very funny. Leo's ruler is popping in, but doesn't mean this person's a Leo. But wow, yeah, this is a very, in his divine masculine, not in his toxic masculine or 3D masculine, but very divine masculine energy here. Yes, she needs this ASAP. That is so true. Ooh, and we got the number 18. Ooh, I got chills on my left side. This is my, the feminine side of the body. Could be April 18th or somewhere around when you meet this person. But also we got April 16th with solar calm, clarify. You're getting clarity. It's very interesting because we got the sun and then solar calm. So 2 sun cards basically are energies dealing with the sun. And I don't know when the next eclipses or any of that are. I didn't look in to know that for your reading. But yeah, something to do with maybe even a Sunday, right? Because sun rules the day of Sunday, which, yeah. And then Mercury rules Wednesday. So, yeah. And then we got the 20th. So it's very interesting. Between the 16th and the 20th is kind of the time frame here for when you might meet this person. Very interesting. But, it doesn't necessarily have to be April. This is, again, take my time frames that I give you always with a grain of sand. But this is impressive. This is good. But you're getting downloads from this person already because he's wanting to meet this divine feminine. You're wanting to meet this divine masculine, and the beauty of coming together will be like wedding bells and kids if you want them, like long-term, longevity, commitment. Like that's what I see with this person. This person is not out there just to score or, all the things. This person wants stability and commitment and love, the true love. And I know what you want as well. So yes, I loved this reading. Thank you so much for donating so we could get this beautiful message for you. This is so cool. I love giving everyone good news. When we can get it, we will definitely take it. So yes. All right. We got another donation coming in. Maybe 2. Let me double check here. Yeah, we had one from Jamie. Jamie's next. And then Pam. Pam, hello, my dear. I hope you're doing well. All right. So good to see you, Pam, at least on the PayPal end of things. I hope you're well. Let me just make the donation list for Jamie Wilson and then Pam. All right. So let's see. She wants a general advice and what will mine and Mickey's future be like. All right, let's tune in, find out what's going on. Ooh, this one wants to come out. Ooh, there's a new beginning here. Something fresh, hot out of the oven, something exciting. So let's see. Let's clarify what's going on here for Jamie and Mickey. General advice and what would the future look like. Ooh, 10 of Swords. So, with this leap of faith might be some stressful decisions or, things that are going on. But there is this beautiful, renewed or restored faith in each other, in the family, coming in. And I'm seeing February, something with February. Man, this Queen of Swords is just following everybody today in their reading. So this just might be a collective energy that we're experiencing kind of the tail end of this year going into next year of, absolute truth and clarity. Because where she stands. Like I've said in a couple readings now, where the Queen of Swords stands. She's not afraid to hurt any feelers in speaking her truth and getting her thoughts out there. But, with the Fool energy too, there might be some foolish words exchanged. I'm really seeing these more words from Jamie, you to Mickey, but also more so Mickey to you. And then he regrets them instantly. Like that can happen. And it probably has happened in the past. So it's, if you're in a committed relationship long-term, there's always going to be words exchanged. You're like, oh man, I shouldn't have said that. But with the Child of Wands here, there's new passion. There's a renewed passion in this connection, in this commitment, attraction and love. And maybe even some sort of vacation that the two of you, if you possibly can, take, either as the family of four or even just the two of you, even if it's just an overnight thing. Um, just reconnecting that, how did we fall in love in the first place kind of energy. But with pairing that up with the Fool, I see and I'm really seeing a lot of this is possibly past energy, but residuals, because past energy really reflects also present energy, because what we look around and see in, how we feel with our people, and what we look around our homes or our reality and see is really basically just a reflection of our past manifestations. So if we want to make changes, if you want to make any changes here, now's the time to start making any changes in your home life or your love life, to really get that clarity that you need to figure out what you want to do to get you to this future moment where the reflection that you see in that future present moment is going to feel a lot different than the one you're currently in. Ooh, yeah. There's a lot of, look at this. Renewed love, renewed passion, just, remembering why you fell in love, just deeper connection than you've ever felt with each other. Which can be hard to beat, especially when you've have kids with someone. A lot of times that is such a bond that just really brings two people together. But I mean, quite possibly with this combination, there could be a third child if that's something you're planning for or wanting to have happen, that really brings the family together. Of course, timing abound. I mean, this could be years down the road or months or however long you need or want before experiencing this. But let's see. Yeah, girl. Yeah. Let's see anything else. Jamie and Mickey, their connection, their future. Ooh, yeah, strength with dignified. So when a planet is in its dignity, it is strong. Like there's nothing that's going to break that bond. So it's going to be a lot that would have to happen for this bond to break. So I would say there's definitely some long-term commitment here. I mean, with all of this going on, there's a lot of long-term commitment. I'm not saying it's always going to be easy, but for the most part, you're both in it to win it, so to speak. Let's see. Yes. Oh, Amber has donated as well. Okay, so I will add you to the list here after Pam. Hello, Pam. You're doing well. I'm glad to hear it. All right. Anything else for Jamie and Nikki? Ooh, Aquarius with collaborate. So there's that message for coming together, collaborating. Again, we can make this the most literal, interpretation of creating a child together. Could even be an Aquarius child, Sun, Moon, or Rising. But also, that leap of faith, that new energy as well. This could be that business you're starting. Yes, I can definitely timestamp you, Amber. Absolutely. All right, one more card for Jamie. Ooh, and we got the Scorpio energy as well. It's funny because my kids are Aquarius Sun and Scorpio Sun, so there's definite message of another child, at least coming in for me to interpret for you. Definitely, there's just such a potential here for a third child. But then we have Mercury here, which does represent the mercurial, the more childlike energy. So yeah, that's such a strong message, and very interesting because in the Vedic birth chart, Mercury does represent sisters, so, and cousins. But yes, sisters. Mars is brothers. Yeah. That is so cool. Yeah, it can be really anytime you're ready. The time whenever you take that leap of faith to say go. Yeah, I'm really leaning toward girl too. Woo. And then Uranus change. It's going to be a change from having boys. Look at that. Oh, I have major chills. Major chills. But with the Aquarius, Uranus rules Aquarius in Western astrology. So you have a pretty strong chance that this child is going to be very Uranian. She's going to come in and change everything, but for the better. Again, bright new beginnings, a deeper connection. Just, it's so cool. Not always easy, right? With the Ten of Swords being in the reading, there's definitely its trials and tribulations, but what you gain from everything you've been through is so worth the problems. The reward is so worth it. Yes, you might have been dreaming about her. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, wow. And then Pallas Athena, another female energy here with the word think. So yeah, think, dream, very similar. And then Venus, another female beloved. Yes, she would be very beloved in your family. So yeah, symbiosis. Yeah, being able to come together. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So neat. Yeah, whenever you're ready. You know, don't rush into it if you're not ready, obviously, but whenever you're ready, she's kind of waiting in the wings. What past soul will she be? Ooh, interesting. I don't know. Let's see if we can just get one card on that. Okay. We have Four of Cups, which is very interesting because, you know, in Katie's reading, she was seeing this as her and her 3 children. So it's like you and your 3 children did have some sort of past life together near the water. Yeah, look at that. She was your child in another life as well. But she could have been someone you also knew in your childhood. A neighbor, a friend, a cousin, somebody that either... It's very interesting because this could have been like an imaginary friend or a spirit guide for you, or a literal person you knew in your life that passed away. So if you had a friend from childhood that passed away that you felt very connected to, this could be her. Wow. Very interesting. Okay. Whoa. Cards are flying. All right. It is Pam's turn. Pam's turn. Yeah, I mean, it could be your dad. Even though she is presenting in this life as a very feminine energy. Yeah, I'm not really feeling exactly that it is your dad. But it could have been maybe someone from your dad's childhood, something like that. Woo! Interesting. Yeah, cards are just flipping. All right, so Pam is next. I'm going to take a quick drink of my water. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name. How do I pronounce that name? Is it like phonetically pronounced the same, or is it different? Oh, Sabine. Okay, gotcha. Let's just pull one and just see. It's funny because I had a Cabbage Patch named Jolene with that as the middle name, and I always just said Sabine because I didn't know how to pronounce it. So her name would have been Jolene Sabine. That's hilarious to me. You guys remember the Cabbage Patch Kids? She had curly blonde hair and these 2 little teeth that like came down, like little buck teeth. She was the cutest Cabbage Patch Kid I've ever seen. And I've never seen one quite like her. And she didn't have yarn hair. She had like actual like, you know, synthetic doll hair. All right. I want to know it all. I have total imposter syndrome. There's so much I don't know. With many questions, with many of my experiences, I don't have a question really. Sabina. Oh, okay. I get it. Neato. All right, that was a total failed attempt on my part to shuffle those cards, but let's tune in for Pam. Anything she needs to know. So much she doesn't know with her many experiences. I don't have a question really. Let's get her some clarity and guidance, just anything she needs to know, especially with all these experiences. Whoa, that one flipped. Okay, yeah, I can totally see a lot of mental, like going back and forth, like you're saying with the imposter syndrome, like this is the epitome of the imposter syndrome right here. But look at all this creation and color, very right brain going on here. So yeah, you might be torn between your head and your heart, but by your head, I mean more your analytical and logical part of your brain versus your more creative, free-flowing, emotional part, you know, and also, you know, divine masculine, divine feminine within your own person, right? And then 2 of Wands, again, opposites, you know, divine feminine, divine masculine. So there is this union of your own energy coming into play where you are seeing, it's very interesting. I don't even know with what I'm seeing how to even put this out there or how to word it. Words are hard. But especially with an English teacher that I'm doing the reading for. So very funny. But what I'm seeing with this is you know and you feel deep down in your soul, like with this like deep inner knowing, no, that you have these massive and innate amazing abilities. But then there's that other half of you that's like, no, you're nobody, you're this, you're that, again, classic imposter syndrome. And by wanting to know it all, I want to take these gifts and organize them to use them. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing with this is like, right now it might feel like organized chaos. Well, it's probably more like disorganized chaos. But what you're aiming toward is more organized chaos. Because yes, there's this chaos going on within the colors here, but yet they're decently uniform. They're decently organized here. And then even the swirl in the middle is very like organic, I guess is the word I'm looking for. These are very high concepts that are like being downloaded into my head right now. But tuning into Pam's inner self, what does she need to know about organizing all of this, all of these gifts to be able to use them? Wow, yeah. With the Four of Pentacles here, this to me is such a family energy, and specifically springtime. It's like something going on with the family in the spring. I don't know if you have a trip planned in the springtime with your family, or it's very interesting, the word spring and, where you live. I know I don't want to like shout out where you live, but, the word spring has a very important meaning for where you live. With the Death card here, I'm seeing this as like the end of winter going into the springtime. But, as we become step into these newer, greater versions of ourselves, it's like a part of the old us has to pass away or die, for which that, rebirth of the new version of ourselves come forward. So I don't see this as like a physical death. I see this as a more metaphorical death of who you once thought you were. But if you do go in on some sort of trip or vacation, it doesn't have to be necessarily in the spring. That's just kind of where I'm being guided or directed. There might be this epiphany or this download, or just being out of your regular element of the four walls and the city streets of the town you live in. Same sights, different day. Getting out of that comfort zone of the everyday mundane is really what's going to unlock some stuff for you. And even if you can at any point, I know it's always difficult when we're moms, right? Moms, it's really hard for a mom to get away just by herself for a few days, if even like an afternoon, right? But what I see is you being able to collect your thoughts by having some alone time, even if that's, an hour in the evening before you go to bed, without any external distractions, just you journaling or anything artistic or creative or free flowing that just kind of pulls you in the direction of your soul is really what I see. So whatever that looks like for you. Yeah, so much confusion. And I can totally see that with the Five of Swords here. But let's just see if there's any, message of clarity for Pam to clear some of this confusion. Yeah, Tower. Yeah, it's going to have to be kind of the only way through it, or the only way out of it is through it. Yeah, you want to control and be confident. Yeah. So you're going to have to be the one to detonate this tower of confusion. It's going to be by your conscious action to clear the clutter, clear the chaos. This could look like, cutting out external distractions by way of social media, watching Netflix. These are just two things. I'm not saying that's what you do specifically, but, a lot of ways we are distracted is scrolling social media, watching Netflix, even reading, which I love reading, but sometimes I catch myself reading to distract myself from feeling my feelings or thinking the thoughts that I need to think. But look on the back of the deck, we have the wonderful Six of Wands. We also have the Hanged Man. And again, I love this card specifically because this is about shifting our perspective. Instead of feeling, in feelings, we can't talk ourselves out of our feelings, but instead of thinking that you are confused, it's almost like you are saying, so what? Allow the chaos to just go on in my head, because whatever's relevant, whatever I need to nourish, to act as the fertilizer for which I'm trying to birth forward or bring forward, I will find my way through that confusion. by just sitting in maybe quiet contemplation, which I know can be difficult. Meditation, contemplation, journaling can sometimes be very difficult if we don't even know where to start with our thoughts or our feelings or our emotions, right? Hello, IT guy. Welcome. Happy holidays to you as well. Thank you so much. So let's see. I'm giving Pam a bit of a longer read, everyone, just because she did donate so much money. Thank you so much for your very generous donation, Pam. We have here the sun. So you're getting victory. You're being able to, the Six of Wands comes after the Five of Wands, which is the conflict, the chaos, especially if we're talking about the mental confusion. After that trying time of mental confusion and the battle within, there is this victory coming in here. And the laurel wreath here is very spiritual, very symbolic of you crowning yourself with your spiritual gifts. And with the sun here, that is the soul. That is representative of the soul in astrology, is the sun. Also ego, but more about finding the balance between the ego and the soul. And in your case, I'm not seeing the ego as this holier than thou, I'm better than everyone kind of, embodiment. I'm seeing this more as that imposter syndrome part of the ego that's like, oh no, I could never, I'm not good enough. Who am I to shine? We've all been there at some point. But you're overcoming this. Maybe not dead and gone forever, overcoming it completely self-actualized, enlightened, and on to the races, but you're getting a really good handle on this by seeing things from a new perspective. And sometimes just allowing, that's the thing, is when we're in these darker places, I'm not saying you're in a dark place, but when we are confused, that doesn't really feel good, right? So a lot of times when we're in this confused state, we want that clarity like yesterday. We want it now. But it's very interesting. We've got the vulture here on the Ace of Swords, which is clarity. The Ace of Swords in tarot is the clarity. You've got the vulture here, which is, a carrion bird that feeds on the dead, right? So it's almost like your mental thought processes, you're getting clarity by maybe just entertaining those thoughts, maybe writing down what you're confused about, even if you don't come out with any answers, just writing it down and solidifying it and almost surrendering to it is kind of the way through it. Remember, the only way out of it is through it. And just honoring that you're in a season of life for this moment, or maybe a couple future now moments that just feel a little ungrounded, a little chaotic. But, that ungrounded message in and of itself is about being able to get grounded, physically grounded. But with the Explorer of Cups, this is you diving into your emotions, really facing your emotions, tuning in. Why am I feeling this way? Without having to dissect them, completely. Because sometimes when we try to dissect our emotions too much, then we can get in this downward spiral. So it's almost like a dualistic meaning here to what I'm trying to tell you. Is like, yes, go deep, feel those emotions, but at the same time, don't try to, get too mentally caught up in them. Feel them rather than think them, if that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense. But then look on the back of the deck. You've got healing. So there's, that idea of your healing abilities, which we are all healers, but Pam, you're definitely using your intuition to see through the illusion, to see through the confusion even. But that's the thing of the High Priestess. It's very Neptunian energy. The Neptune energy is kind of that liberation from this world. But at the same time, it's full of illusions that we got to see through all these illusions to get to the truth of something. But you're seeing through it. You're working your way through it. You're moving through it. Six of Swords is also another travel card, or moving through a situation, moving, and this is very clustered together. Look how clustered together those swords are. So to me, this looks like you kind of being almost this vulture here to pull. It's almost like, I know this is a Five of Swords and then this is a Six of Swords, but it's almost like he came in, grabbed one sword, and then the rest of them fell. But he claimed that clarity of the Ace of Swords. So he now knows what to do. So as you face this mental cluster F that's maybe going on with yourself, we got that sunrise, or that sun peeking through the clouds in the horizon here. But also with that intuition, using your intuition, allowing yourself to feel whatever it is you're feeling, even if that is confusion in the moment. And knowing that you won't be confused forever. There is this sense of clarity that is, since the first card, this vulture here has claimed the clarity. yeah, it doesn't feel like a great feeling when you're in that Five of Swords mental, clutter, just not really knowing how to even organize your thoughts, your gifts, and knowing what steps to take as a result. But you're coming into union with your own sense of inner knowing, that very deep intuition. All right, let's see. Anything else for Pam? Anything else? Here we go. Okay, wow. So we have here the square, semi-square, quincunx energy with the number 54, which adds up to a 9. So this is letting me know already you're at the end of this cycle of tension, feeling the tension. It's gotten as bad as it's going to get for a while. So the only way, the only direction really to go is back up again. So seeing things from that higher perspective and knowing that this confusion is completely normal and perfectly, on brand for what's going on in just everybody's lives right now as a collective. We are all super confused. What's the truth? What's a lie? Even the things that feel good may not actually be our truth. And that's a whole other story. If you did miss my reading, or not my reading, my live stream on Wednesday here on this channel, the first hour of that is just me having some major spiritual epiphanies and realizations and clearing a lot of my own confusion. So you're right on time, Pam, with a lot of us that are feeling very spiritually confused right now. So let me just say, you're in good company. I'm feeling the same way. And so many of us on that live stream were really feeling it as a collective, that we're just almost on the precipice of something new, to being able to know more deeper truth. But then with the first house and arrival here, number 39 here, again, going back to the creativity in this 10 of cups here, this is emotional fulfillment on a very high level. For the highest level of emotional fulfillment you can get, you have in your reading here. It's just finding a way to organize the chaos and find, again, the clarity. It's so much easier said than done. It's like, well, yeah, just allow that clarity to come forward. But there's a process to it. Sometimes we have to go through all of this to finally see the truth of something, or to see the light, so to speak. When the sun is not out, the sunflowers, they'll face the sun the whole time the sun is out. But when the sun is not out, what do? They face another sunflower. So in this, example here for you, Pam, is finding another like-minded friend or, person, or even just journaling this for yourself. If you don't have that person that you can turn to and talk to about these things, just journaling it out and getting your thoughts out in that way can really maybe help to at least clear some of the confusion or clutter from your mind. Now it's on paper. It's like, now it doesn't have to bounce around inside your head. A lot of times just grounding it into, onto a piece of paper can just help feel a little less flighty inside your brain. And I can attest to that myself. But let's get a Making Magic card before we close out as well. All right, Rimmel, thank you so much for your donation. We will get you on the list. We do have, I think you will be next because Amber wanted to go last. I'm time stamping for her. Let's see, anything else? And I did a kind of decently long reading for Pam just because she did send so much. Thank you so much for your very nice donation. Oh, I'm dumping my cards on the floor. But for Pam, we have insight. Opens the third eye to strengthen intuition. So like clarity, insight, intuition. It's just three messages in one now. We're just going to start repeating ourselves at this point. But I hope, because it's very interesting, tuning into your energy, I could totally feel what you were trying to convey. And even me just trying to put it into words throughout this reading has been kind of a, I don't know, Twister game almost. Playing Twister. But like, I hope you got something from this. It's almost basically just saying surrender to the chaos, surrender to the confusion. And it's a lot, but like, you're finding your way through it. And again, I'm going back to the month of April. By April, things will seem so much more in place and organized compared to where you're at now. And I know that's such a long time from now, just thinking that far ahead, but I see you gaining this clarity from your confusion along the way. So it's not like you have to wait till April and then boom, it all just downloads. It's kind of like you picking up these little breadcrumbs along the way and feeling your way out of it, basically. So yeah, spending time with your loved ones can really help, and just almost connecting to people on a deeper, more soul level can really help you feel more in tune even with your own inner, soul or higher self, inner self, whatever you want to call that. I'm going to grab the cards that dumped on the floor. And then up next we had Rimmel. Rimmel will go next, and then we had one from AJ. I think that's AJ that just donated. Let me double check here. And Amber wanted to go last because she's not here. I need to timestamp hers. Yes, it was AJ. Hello, AJ. Welcome. All right. Sorry, this shoe thing, it's very funny. It sounds like farting noises every time I shift on this thing. So even in my pick a card reading, sometimes you hear it kind of creaking underneath me. I'm like, I hope these people aren't thinking I'm just sitting here on this whole thing, passing gas the whole time. I swear I'm not. It's just either that or it sounds kind of like a stomach growling. I don't know. You can sometimes hear it on my readings on my other channel where I actually use the good mic. I don't think it really picks up on my, my onboard mic on my MacBook. But yeah, on the other one it does. And it's kind of I wish it wouldn't be so squeaky, but maybe I just need a new thing. I sit on this shoe organizer thingy. It's just the perfect height. Well, it's funny because I sat on this and then my husband built this table to be the perfect height of this. And now I almost need him to build me a little stool or a bench or something that I can sit on for readings that isn't so creaky and, makes so much noise. All right. So, yeah, so funny. All right, Rimmel, you have your question out already, so we're going to get right into that. We're going to switch tarot decks here. I'm going to take a quick drink of water. We'll get right into your reading. But Pam, I hope that resonated and didn't confuse you further. Big hugs. I think we're all feeling it. Yeah, IT guy says your first hour in your last live stream really got me thinking everyone should listen to it. Yeah, we went in. I don't think I've ever been that open and candid with everybody on a live stream ever. So to me, that was new territory. Not to say I'm closed off and shut down or anything, but I'm always wanting to share my heart. But I think I just took it to a whole other level last live stream. But, there's that whole thought of censorship and the algorithms being shadow banned that, it's a very fine line you can walk before you, what happened with my Done Creative channel. I just walked right into the shadow ban territory and had to start all over on Harmony Portal Tarot. Which is such a sad reality, isn't it? But that lets you know you're onto something. If they are working that hard against you to not let you get your voice out there, that lets you know that you might be onto something. Never in the history of at least my incarnation in this lifetime have I witnessed such just suppression of free speech. Oh no, I better change my battery. How did I do that last time? Yeah, I just need to remember not to unplug the cord. That's what I need to do. But I'm going to grab my battery. And I'm going to charge this one. So stand by. Hopefully, if you are wearing headphones, maybe take them off for a second or turn it down because I think sometimes when I open this battery door, it does beep at us. Hopefully it won't this time, but you never know. Okay. Sorry. I just didn't want anyone's ears to get assaulted. Okay. And we're getting back in the game, hopefully. Yay! I'm gonna have to fix my focus though once I get this put back up on the boom. Okay. So what do we have here? This. Okay. Sorry if you are what's the word? Get dizzy easily, look away for a minute. I'll get that back centered, move my cord out of the way. And I think we're good. Okay, so hopefully that is recording so it doesn't turn off. I'm going to charge this battery, and then we will get on to Rimmel's question. I'm going to update my list real quick, though, because I want to put Amber on there. Thank you, as always, Amanda. Lots of clarity and motivation for me to not give up. Yeah, It's a beast to be in that energy. I was in that basically from September through like last Wednesday, last Tuesday. So it was a hot minute. I was feeling that same, very similar to what energetically I was feeling with your reading. Very similar vibe with me. Very similar. But a lot of times just surrendering to the fact we don't know what the hell is going on is really the best thing we can do. All right. So Rimmel will be next after I update my list. And then we had AJ. And then Amber. Amber, I need to make myself a reminder to timestamp hers. Okay. So there is our updated list. Of course, I'm doing Rimmel's question now. So, how will love be for me in 2023? Rimmel is single, so let's tune in. All right. Oh my gosh, I knew it. I knew I was going to do that. I'm going to make sure I'm shuffling this the correct way, and then everything. Well, it's very funny how everything just kind of went, whoa, there it is. So half the deck is facing one way, and maybe it's just a few cards. Yeah, that's definitely not half the deck. That was a very gross overstatement. Okay, let's try it again. Take 2. Rimmel's love life in 2023. And just a reminder for everybody that universal year number 7 for next year. So if you add up 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3, that equals 7. And every year is kind of ruled by a number. 2022 was the universal year number 6, which was about cleaning up our messes around the home and just, nurturing other people, being very on for other people. In 2023, it's going to be, I won't say the exact opposite because there's still a lot of nurturing going on, but it's mostly with yourself. It's a very introspective number, a very wise number, even detached number. Like you can get a lot of detachment in a universal year number 7, not in a bad way. Although at first, if you're not used to detaching from things, it can feel very weird. You can feel almost like, oh, what's going on? But that all being said, let's get into this love reading for Rimmel 2023. Ooh, here we go. We got the King of Cups. Okay, so there is definitely someone on the radar for you in your love life. King of Cups vibes coming in hot. This person could be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter. Doesn't necessarily have to be, though, for this reading to still resonate. But this person is coming toward you emotionally. Ooh, we have the Hanged Man. So to me, this is indicating it might be a little later into 2023. So probably not January, February, March, April. I'm really seeing after the month of May. But again, always being very open to any, if at any time you want that love to come in, being very open to letting that love in, it could happen sooner. But I'm seeing the most likely playing out of your coming into union with this person would be after the month of May. Again, though, keep your eyes, ears peeled, everything open and ready for being able to bring this person into your life. All your senses are firing to. I don't think you're going to miss this person, though. That's the thing with love. Things that are meant to be, even if your head is in the clouds, you're not going to miss it. It will find you. It will. So don't worry too much about just being like, head on a swivel every time you're out in public or anything like that. Well, let's see. Yeah, 2 of Pentacles, 2 coins. There might even be 2 relationships for you this year, 2023. Or you're trying to decide between 2 people, or, especially if you are doing any kind of online dating or going out on, getting set up and meeting people. And it's kind of a thing you're doing, like you're putting yourself out there in the dating scene to meet multiple people. I do see maybe there's some attraction from, one person or another, but there's definitely going to be one that is the clear winner here for sure. And it's going to be this more, I see him quiet, but not, it's like once you get to know him, he opens up. But at the same time, this person isn't afraid to tell you how they feel. That's how I see this. Anything else for Rimmel's love life in 2023? Ooh, the Empress. So, making sure that you are taking all proper precautions with the whole, if you don't want a child, this could be a year for pregnancy, could be, but just keeping this on the relational track, this could be that you are really embodying this divine feminine energy to attract divine masculine or vice versa. We all have these divine masculine, divine feminine energies within us. And I never want to assume that every female is attracted to a male or, vice versa, because I know that's just not everybody's life, right? But whatever resonates for what you're attracted to, and whatever the person you're attracted to is attracting as well. But with the Three of Cups here, this is very like soul family kind of energy, or you may be possibly meeting this person at some sort of party, gathering, get together, out in public, where you are with people that you enjoy being around. Could be work, quite possibly, if you are enjoying being at work. That's too many. Let's see. And we have the Justice card here, so there's that balance. Once again, this is very unbalanced energy, but once you make your mind up about who it is you want to date, or, this person comes in your life, you're like, wow, yes, this is definitely what I'm looking for, then you can make that, judgment call to, start dating or seeing this person. Let's see. Anything else? This has been a great deck for us tonight, so we're going to use this one as well. For Rimmel, anything else Rimmel needs to know? Dating life. Okay, so we have confrontation with opposition. Get one more to clarify what's going on with this energy. And then Capricorn with achieve. So it's very interesting. So if there are two people that come into your love life arena this year, one of them, I think, it'll probably be the first one that comes along. Obviously, if the one that comes along first is great, you wouldn't need that second one to come in, right? So there might be someone earlier on in the year that you're butting heads with, or you maybe do go out on. Wow, it's very interesting. The sign for opposition is very similar to what we have going on here as well. I like how the synchronicity lines up, but you just might know very early on. I don't see you guys coming to blows or anything or that, but you just find out very early on in knowing this person that, yeah, this probably isn't going to be a good fit. We're too different. We're too, we're too very set in our ways that your way and my way just aren't going to come together in a great way. So like kind of going separate ways. But then Capricorn with achieve, that's that more long-term, stable, and committed possible potential relationship that wants to come in. So again, we did say like the Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or hello, Sandy. I saw you donated. Thank you so much. We'll get into your reading here in a little bit. Yeah, could be the Jupiter, Venus, Sun, Moon, or Rising with the water signs, but also there's possibly pretty strong Capricorn in this person's chart as well. Doesn't just have to be the sun sign. Actually, a lot of what I tune into with Vedic astrology is mostly ascendant and moon sign. A lot of people don't really even embody the true essence of their sun sign until they're later in life, like midlife. So a lot of times, yeah, people will really hyper-identify with their sun sign, but that doesn't always have to be the case. So if you meet, an Aquarius, and you're like, oh no, they're not a Capricorn sun, so this isn't my person. Well, maybe they are a Capricorn rising, or a Capricorn moon, or Venus, or Jupiter. All right, any other additional guidance or advice for Rimmel in love life in 2023? That's too many, but we're going to go with those right there. I think there's 3 of those. All right, I got a mess going now. Okay. So we got lots of advice coming in. So time to shine creates the energetic resonance for golden opportunities. And because we're talking about your love life, you are shining. You are looking like this beautiful, shiny diamond to whoever it is you're attracting in. We also have the sun. Yes, shiny diamond right there, the sun. The golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. And again, because we're talking about your love life, you're feeling just very fortunate in your love life. And then achievement, win the award, accolade, or contract, winning that relationship or getting into union in a relationship in 2023. The potential is very ripe for you to find most likely that one great person, but there might be someone coming in before your great person that might be kind of more on the opposite end of you, and you're just kind of like, yeah, I don't know if this is going to work. But that all being said, if you meet someone, you're vibing with them, and they just hit all the right marks, and you're in it to win it, then disregard this message because this is just a potential. So don't think that the first person that comes around for you in 2023 is going to be a dud. I don't see that being the end all be all of this reading. It's just a potential for someone else to come in just to see if you've maybe possibly learned lessons from past relationships, or just being on a self-love journey. That's what I like to call the single life self-love journey. um, just to see if you've learned all your lessons. A lot of times we get tested in these ways. So yeah, that's your message. I hope it resonated for you, Rimmel. Thanks again for your donation, and wishing you nothing but the best and these beautiful golden opportunities in your love life in 2023. All right. So AJ is next, and then Sandy's on deck, and then Amber. She wanted to go last, and I'm timestamping hers. So that is what we're doing. Okay. So let me update my list here right quick. Okay, AJ, and then Sandy. And then Amber. Okay, so that's the current donation lineup that we've got going on here. And just double check I didn't miss anybody in the cracks in between. Okay, no, we're good. Okay. So I hope you're all having a wonderful evening. I'm having a wonderful evening hanging out with all of you. I never want Wednesday evenings or Friday middays to end because I just love hanging out with you guys. Okay. So AJ has his question out, and we're going to dive right in. For AJ, he wants a general message from his guides. True source creator guides. Any false light entities posing as AJ's guides, get on out of here. We are only communicating with AJ's true guidance system. Ooh, King of Cups. So you're feeling a little more in your emotional balance coming up. So if you're not feeling emotionally balanced right now, it's coming up very soon for you. You might even be on some sort of journey or travel or trip. I don't know if this is just talking about the holidays or if this is some upcoming trip you have planned. You're going on a bit of a quest, like an inner quest, or a self-love journey type of quest, or just like spiritual journey is kind of what I see with this. But that all being said, this might be more metaphorically speaking, because we got the Seven of Cups here, which is kind of confusing energy. It could be in the dream state, could be in your meditation, but also could be in the physical realm as well. But there are a lot of options coming in for you. So if you've been, wanting to switch things up in your life, but you're not just quite sure like what direction to go, what to do. And again, if you're not feeling this yet, this might just be coming up very, very soon for you. But so many of us just almost feel like we're at a crossroads. And a lot of times it's not even choosing between one thing or another. There's so many potentials, so many options out there that it's like, I don't even know what to do. It's kind of I don't know what I want to be when I grow up kind of energy. But at the same time, you're willing to investigate, try things out, do some soul searching, do some, spiritual, traveling, or even physical traveling to try to figure out what is in your best interest. But utilizing your emotional state to really feel into what feels good, what feels like it's resonating with you, that's going to be your best bet. So let's get some additional guidance in the mix for this. And we have here Four of Swords. So this is like a healing journey. So I don't know if you've been ill, or just some emotional healing you've been doing, or spiritual healing you've been doing, maybe even physically healing, whatever resonates most. There is this healing journey you're on. And we have the Strength. So yeah, that higher self, that inner guidance coming in hot. And then Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Coins. So this is about you grounding, figuring out what it is you want to do, and then grounding that into reality by way of you. Oh, you just had surgery. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. So maybe the surgery kind of threw you off your game for a while, or just kind of slowed things down. I mean, a lot of times that can slow us down, and then we start to really get into our emotions and our mental space, which can be a good thing. I mean, it doesn't necessarily always have to be a bad thing, but you're just grounding some new ideas in. And I really do see this going into like March of next year. You're just finding new ways to operate, new ways to move in this world, in this reality, and ways of creating your life. So maybe you're dropping some bad habits, or um, like just shifting the way that you do your day to day mode of operation or your routine. Let's see. Any additional guidance for AJ? Most definitely, I've been emotional. Yeah. But like I had said, you're coming into a balanced state very soon. I think a lot of times, when we are down and out, and, a lot of times when we do have something like a surgery or a major illness or something, that can kind of put our mortality on like pedestal, like front and center. Like we're kind of forced to deal with our own mortality. Not our like, limitless, like we never die kind of soul mortality, but our physical body mortality. So you might have even been questioning, like, is my life what I want it to be? Like, if I were to leave this place, like, is this what I would want to leave it at? But look, we have the bloom card here. Creations realize, right time, harvest, and celebrate. So again, I'm seeing this as like future energy for you, that the time is going to be right between now and March, but kind of maybe closer to the end of March, or toward the March portion of that time frame, where you're really feeling like, yeah, things are working, things are moving in a positive direction for me. And anything you're trying to create, whether this is good habits, a creative endeavor, a new business, a relationship. Oops, sorry about that. My jade just decided to join the party. Maybe we'll leave the jade here. Oh, sorry, no, that's not jade. It's an emerald. So yeah, you can look up the spiritual symbolism of the emerald. Yeah, confused it with my jade. Yeah, this is a polished, well, kind of tumbled emerald. There's even a little bit of pyrite in this little guy here. But yeah, heart chakra. So, and I think I had kind of mentioned right before that happened. We might have to check the replay, but I think I had kind of mentioned a relationship. It's very interesting. The queen is covering the king here. That is definitely indication of a potential relationship, or someone and it doesn't have to be romantic specifically, but I'm kind of getting the vibe that maybe you're wanting a romantic connection. Um, or if you're in a romantic connection, just to strengthen or focus more on that romantic connection. But then we have Mother Rose, returning to each other, compassion and humanity. And again, I wasn't, it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but to me, this feels very romantic. Returning to each other. And the Mother Rose here. So I don't know if you've been visiting your mother or wanted to visit your mother, but returning to each other, I'm getting almost like a past life vibe. So if you are single, it's like the lady that wants to come into your life eventually in the future. It's like this is past life. It's like wrapping something up that you didn't get to finish in a past life. Very interesting. All right, I want to get one more message of guidance. Just anything else AJ needs to know. Ooh, I want to get one more because I wanted to shuffle for a second. But look, we got here Felix Felicitious. I never know if I'm saying that right. Power symbol to create lucky and serendipitous events. So there's a lot of luck on your side. All right. And these two also want to come out for AJ. And then we have triple spiral, listening to divine wisdom and joyfully learning life's lessons. And this surgery and just kind of being down and out because of the surgery might have really put you in this kind of spiritual portal to really learn more about what life is trying to show you or offer you. But then we have the festival here. It creates an energetic blueprint for a fantastic party or event. And it's very funny because I was getting a very party or event vibe, like some sort of gathering, get together, wedding. Not necessarily your wedding, but like going to someone else's wedding, going with a date, quite possibly. All of this to me feels like between now and March. This is almost like a, I don't know, 3-month or so reading for you. But things are definitely looking up in the emotional department and even the physical department. Getting that physical healing, really nurturing yourself, because we do have two mother cards here with the Queen of Coins and the Mother Rose card. really nurturing yourself, really bringing yourself back into emotional balance, and doing that, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual healing. You're doing it. You're doing great. Tuning in, connecting to your guides or your inner self, higher self, whatever that looks like for you, is going to be your key to be able to be in the right place at the right time. Oh yeah, because of that celebrate message, and then we had that party. So celebrating even the small things in life. You don't have to wait for some person's wedding or big gathering to celebrate. You can celebrate any and every day of the year if you want to. Just celebrating your accomplishments, celebrating how far you've come, overcoming obstacles. You can celebrate just about anything. But yeah, you got this, AJ, and thanks again for your donation. And that's not the right deck. I put them in the right deck. All right. Yeah, and best of healing vibes being sent your way for your healing after your surgery. And big hugs. Have a fabulous holiday. Okay. You are so welcome, AJ. Absolutely. Okay. So up next, we got Just Sandy, my dear. Go ahead and post your question when you're ready. Sometimes you have a specific question in mind. Yeah, whatever Spirit has for me. And then other times you just leave it up to Spirit. Okay. So we are, if you missed my live stream on last Wednesday, the first hour of that live stream is pretty pertinent, good information, I think, for all of us. So I've kind of changed the way I operate and connect to Spirit now. I just majorly vet out any dark entities or false light that is trying to pretend to be anyone's spirit guide. So I'm just tuning into the true, organic, original source creator and any guides or inner self, higher self of Sandy that is of the true light. That is the energy we are connecting to. That is the intention we are setting. Any false light entities pretending to be any sort of spirit guides or anything, we're not entertaining that at all. And look, things may not have been, it's very funny because some of these shufflings I've been trying to do just aren't lining up right. So there's maybe something you've been trying to do or push forward or have happen that you've been feeling a little frustrated, like it's not happening, it's not moving forward. Ethan, hello. I hope you're having a beautiful holiday season thus far. But yeah, Sandy, you might have just been a little frustrated with something, or maybe a couple different somethings, just not moving forward, not being exactly your cup of tea, but you're kind of being, I don't know if force is the right word, but sometimes we feel almost like we are blocked or we're forced to endure certain things or be certain places. And but yeah, with the Explorer of Cups here, this is the Knight of Cups. So there is a new offer coming to you that feels very emotionally fulfilling, but this also could be you offering love or support to someone that means a lot to you as well. And to me, it really does go both ways. But we have the Devil card here, and I think this is where that frustration comes in. Just not feeling like life is really going your way, or maybe if certain areas of life are going your way, but maybe certain others aren't. This also can talk about bad habits or just not taking the very best care of ourselves, really, allowing temptation to take us down that road that it can. And then with the Five of Wands, this is like confrontation energy, just again, feeling conflicted. Again, this doesn't have to be necessarily with people in your life. This just could be your just feeling kind of between a rock and a hard place, just wanting to be somewhere else, just energetically tuning in, because it's very interesting. It's like 2 white wands, 3 black wands. So it's almost like the planning process of the 2 of wands, and then the finally moving forward, taking action on the plans that you've made. That's where the disconnect is coming in. It's like you have the plans, you know what you want to do, you know what you want to accomplish, you know where you want to go, or at least you have some semblance of information figured out in the direction you want to go. It's just things kind of go off the rails when it's time to take action, or those opportunities just aren't presenting themselves to you. It's like you know what you want to do, but it's just not happening. So let's see if we can get Sandy. Yes, we've established what's going on, at least to the best of my ability in 3 cards. So let's see what Sandy can do about all this. Any guidance? Yeah, Seven of Swords. Maybe even feeling if you do have a support system, like you you still just can only really rely on that deeper level on you. And I really that's probably true for everybody. Like the only person in this whole life we can always count on is ourselves. And even then, a lot of times we'll let ourselves down. So especially Sandy, if you've been feeling let down by your own self, don't beat yourself up. Don't feel bad because being human is hard. It is dang hard. Um, but I love this depiction because it's like you've separated yourself from things that aren't serving you. And in doing that, that then comes your healing. So not only your healing or your clarity, any confusion, any disconnect between the plans you've made, and then finally being able to take action or having those opportunities come in so that you can move forward, there's clarity coming in. And I see this by your birthday. It's February time. Yeah, these readings tonight are going like not just like, oh, this week or today. Like these energies are reverberating out of ways, which I like. I like that this kind of gives you something to look forward to because you're getting this clarity. You're also getting, the healing that needs to come in and help you through this kind of more devil energy of not feeling worthy or just not feeling like you're in alignment with what you want to be experiencing in life. So there's definitely some healing coming in, but this might be after a short trek or a journey. Couldn't be a long distance travel trip, but usually to me, the Six of Swords, travel wise, it's more like the internet. The internet, I always call it my internet card. Um, so traveling as far as like, World Wide Web, yes, obviously. But when we're talking physical, actual travel, to me, this feels like maybe a town or two towns away. So it's not like a decently long, I mean, unless you're living completely out in the boonies, it's not like a totally long trip. But sometimes just going on a little road trip or a drive around. I know if you're like where I'm at right now, there's snow all over the roads. It's probably not safe to just be driving just to be driving. But sometimes going on a road trip or traveling or going to visit someone can really bring in this new perspective, this clarity that kind of evades us when we see the same things, same people day in, day out, same thing day in, day out. And just getting out of, breaking the cycle of the loop of same ish, different day, same ish, different day. That can be really all we need to reset that energy and give us that fresh perspective to get the clarity that we need to be able to finally make proper plans that are going to be able for us to follow through on. And then we have, oh, I love it. Sandy, my dear, look at that. We've got the Six of Wands here. This is victory, especially after a very difficult time. You are getting this sense of victory between now and your birthday. There is, even if it's just a small win coming in, it's a very, like, you've got so much spiritual support. The laurel wreath here to me is a very spiritual symbol of protection, of love, of guidance. So asking your inner self, your guides, of course, vetting out and making sure you're not connecting to any false light entities, which we're all constantly accidentally connecting to, or they're just connecting to us anyway. So don't feel any of you out there that have just said, I connect to my guides. Big epiphany that I had in Wednesday's live stream. If you want to go get a diaper, a deeper dive, that's what I'm trying to say, not diaper, deeper dive into what I'm talking about. But like many of you know that I had been connecting, I thought, to Archangel Michael, but comes to find out, no, that was not Archangel Michael this whole time, just pretending to be Archangel Michael. So I have stopped connecting to Archangel Michael, and instead I'm connecting to my own inner guidance, that soul spark of the original source creator that is within each of us. We all have a fractal of that source within us. And I'm kind of changing my perspective a bit on needing these spirit guides as to be the middlemen for us. So instead, I'm tuning in to that fractal of the infinite source creator within me, which, if you think of this as a holographic universe, one small fractal will, it's like a drop in the ocean. Just because it's separated from the ocean, it's still a drop of the ocean. It's kind of how I'm seeing it. So that's how the messages and the information can still come through. So just making sure if you are connecting to any spirit guides, any of you out there, oh, there goes my camera, that you are basically setting the intention that any entities that are kind of presenting themselves as your guides, but aren't your guides. They are not connecting. You're not connecting to them. That all being said, though, I mean, entities are connecting into our thoughts constantly. Like we're being bombarded constantly with, dark thoughts from these entities coming in and, basically drilling all these dark thoughts into our head, or negative thoughts, or, you know, um, frustrating thoughts, a lot of that. Oh, your holiday season's all right, but the only weird thing is that I don't feel like December Christmas season to me. I know it's been kind of a weird year for that with me as well. Just doesn't feel like Christmas time. It just snuck up on me. Like this whole year went by so fast. So fast. All right, additional guidance for Sandy. And I shuffled these upside down. Very interesting. This has just been following us around, but basically this is saying there's this huge dose of clarity coming in. Any confusion, any start stop with any plans you have, and then actions that can't be taken because you're waiting on X, Y, or Z. You're starting to see forward momentum and progress with anything that's been on hold. It doesn't have to be everything that's been on hold, but there's been something that's been on hold. Could even be communication from someone that's been on hold that's now finally coming through. But then all that Six of Swords talk, look what we got. The Six of Swords. Yes. So this is just a double confirmation that you are on a healing journey. You're healing through any of these, hard lessons and just trials and tribulations you've been through, Sandy. You are finding physical healing, emotional, mental, and spiritual healing. Although that being said, healing comes in layers, so we can pretty much just heal our whole lives and still never be 100% healed. But you're feeling more in connection to your, that inner part of yourself that is limitless, to be able to heal your life and experience the things you want to experience, not the things that you just feel tossed the waves of life. So you're feeling, I guess, in essence, a little more control over your own situation and your own life. Yeah, it's hard to discern whether some thoughts are mine or dark entities. Yeah, it's very difficult. And it's very interesting. We got a lot of fire here, a lot of air, and a little bit of emotional energy here with the cups. But we got the air energy here yet again. Work with the element of air to cut through to the core of a situation and see the truth. Very interesting. Yeah, you're cutting through, setting that intention, maybe to connect to the air, to the wind, literally breathing in, connecting to your breath, and asking that inner part of yourself that is connected to God, source, creator, whatever you want to call that energy, that you are getting, the clarity you need to see the truth of your life, the truth of the situation at hand, so that you can get that emotional fulfillment, not only from what your life looks like, but also deeper connections with those in your life. Because remember, we started the reading out with an offer of emotional connection from someone in your life. And you also being maybe possibly the one to offer some emotional connection to someone in your life. All right. So I hope that resonated with you, Sandy. Thanks again for your lovely donation. I've just got this deck all sorts of weird here. I think we're back in action. Yes, there, that looks good. Yeah, it's very interesting because a lot of that, just like one thing I had said on that live stream, I have never been like an outrightly, like, I don't want to say the word, it starts with an S, basically unaliving yourself. Gotta talk in code so my stream doesn't take it down. But if I say the S word, I don't want to trigger any algorithms, but as a teenager, I would always hit this one stretch of road between my town and the town over. And every time I had hit about this mile stretch of road, I'd get this like instant, like flash of me turning the wheel of my car into someone else head on, like basically unaliving myself right there. I never did it, obviously, and I would always be like, why do I think that every time I pass this one place on the road? But a lot of times that's just dark interference. I mean, it has nothing to do with our original thought process. It just comes out of nowhere. So usually, if you get this dark thought that just completely comes out of nowhere, I would say 100% of the time that's dark entity interference. Yeah, right. Unaliving is the word to use instead of using the more proper term, right? I mean, we got to get these messages out to people somehow without getting ourselves triggered in the algorithm and shadow banned again. Yep. All right. So thanks again, Sandy, for your donation. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Big hugs to you, Sandy. Have a beautiful holiday, Merry Christmas, and all the fun things. Okay, so up next we've got Amber, which is the last donation I believe I have here. I'm gonna go over to PayPal, make sure I got her. Oh, and I need to timestamp for her as well. Let me grab my pencil or my pen. My kids keep taking off with my stuff. We'll use this cute little pen. It's my son's pen. So let me go back to my, what do you call it? My camera. Okay. So Amber, and where are we at? 2 hours and 19 seconds on the dot. Well, 2 hours on the dot, but with 19 seconds on the remainder of that. Okay. And hopefully I remember when this is over to put that up. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but it's always there, and I always usually remember by the next morning, and then we're good. But I just hate to have people. Well, I think she knew she'd be at the end anyway, but I hate to have people have to scrub through the whole live stream to find their reading if I completely forgot to timestamp it. That's why I tend to hold the people that need timestamped off for the end. Sometimes we get to the end and then someone else donates, and then it's not the end anymore, right? Okay, so let's go over to her question over on PayPal. I want some guidance from both my source, both my source, mom, divine source, feel depleted, exhausted, feel like running away, what to do, and also how to let go of everything, trauma from the past, etc. Yeah, see, like what I'm saying right now. Michelle Lynn has just donated, making Amber's question no longer the end. But yes, we will do this real quick since we're here. Well, not real quick. We're going to give her the proper time investment. But then we will get to Michelle Lynn's question. Actually, since she's not here and she didn't see that timestamp, we'll just pretend this didn't happen. And we'll get right into Michelle's question. And then we'll timestamp Amber further down the road. Then she will be last. I knew I was going to do that. My soda light tower fell. I was holding up my phone. Okay. So we'll jump into Michelle's reading, and then we will do Amber's reading. All right. This goes this way. This goes this way. This goes here. This goes there. There we go. We're back in action. Okay. Yeah, timestamps get straight to the point, right? Oh my gosh. Again, another false start on my shuffle. Normally when I'm just shuffling like for readings to prepare for like pick a card and stuff, I don't have this much trouble shuffling. I promise. I'm usually much better at shuffling than I have been tonight, but because I'm already tuning into Michelle's energy, maybe there's a little bit of that going on. Oh, Jess is here. I have your donation from yesterday. So we can do your question right after Michelle Lynn if you would like, and then I also have Amber still left. So let me know if you would like to do that. Write you down, and then Amber. Not that I'm gonna forget, but I just want to double check I don't forget. Make double sure. Yay! Okay, cool. We will do that then. What would my guides like me to know moving into January? I feel like a newness is coming. Yes. See, again, with kind of a bit of a false start there. So it may not be right at January that things are really like hitting the ground running because, fun fact, everybody, my January reading is coming out on Harmony Portal Tarot on Friday. But fun fact, I did break down kind of the astrological alignments and energies in the beginning of each pile, so you can check that out. But we are starting 2023 in a Mercury retrograde. Mercury is going retrograde in about 8 days from now, so on December 29th. So we're going to have a very retrograde, just make sure with your holiday plans as far as like New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, those plans may be kind of, wonk wonk, a little wonk wonk, and a little last minute, or things are not going as planned. But look, we're going to move through it very quickly. So Michelle, whatever wonk wonk kind of energy that Mercury retrograde is possibly using to keep things not from moving forward, it's going to move forward pretty quickly for you going into the new year. But let's see what her inner guidance and her true source light creator guides, not any false light entities. We are not communicating with any false light entities creating as Michelle's guides, just her guides. And if you're wondering why the change of my wording, Michelle, check out Wednesday's live stream. It's called Awakening from the Awakening. I spend about an hour just really going in deep on some recent revelations that I've had with spiritual guidance and just spirituality in general. It's a must-see for anybody on a spiritual path, and why I've kind of changed my wording, and there goes a card flying. So for Michelle, we had the Four of Pentacles, but it was kind of in reverse. So this to me is almost feeling like you, again, at the start of the year, kind of just sitting tight, waiting, holding back just for a moment. But once that Eight of Wands, once that Mercury goes direct, and then Saturn is, at least in the Vedic signs, it's going into Aquarius. It's already in Aquarius as far as Western astrology's calculation. But if you actually look up in the sky, it is in Capricorn going into Aquarius. It's the true placement. It follows a precession of the equinoxes. That's why I do follow Vedic astrology, because it is exactly where it is. And you, even people in Western astrology, can feel these shifts because it is actually happening in the sky. Ooh, so you're having a Saturn return. Yes. So, of course, Saturn delays so much. But that all being said, it also, Saturn doesn't neglect or what's a word? It doesn't deny. That's a better word than neglect. Saturn doesn't deny you the things you want in life, but it does delay. Wherever your Saturn is in your chart, a lot of times it will delay the things that have to do with that house. And of course, Saturn being in the sign of Aquarius, it's in its own sign. That is its Multicone sign. That is, again, another Vedic astrology term, but Uranus rules Aquarius in Western astrology. But the original ruler of Aquarius is Saturn, and it loves to be there. That's Saturn at work in his office. Like, what better place for Saturn to work than in his office? So yes, it does feel a little stifling when Saturn is returning to your original Saturn. But here's a fun fact. During my Saturn return it's kind of after the Saturn return, but I was still kind of in the shadow period of my Saturn return when I had my big, big awakening. So especially in the sign of Aquarius for you, that is like forward thinking outside the box, really tuning into your spirituality. But also, I don't know, remind me, are you a Libra ascendant, at least in Western astrology? I think you are, but remind me. But we got Love here, and then King of Cups. King of Cups has been coming out for everybody to kind of represent their love life or a potential love partner this year. Yeah, Libra. Okay, so you're Libra's sun, but not a Libra ascendant. Okay, I knew the Libra was there somewhere. But wow. But yeah, it being 5 places away, Saturn is transiting 5 places away from your sign. So that is in the romance department. The 5th house does deal with romance. So there might be some delays, but yet at the same time, hello, we've got the Ace of Cups here. So there is a potential with the King of Cups. I mean, come on now. Look at this. Oh, is Libra ascendant too? Yeah, so this makes sense. So it's a double transit, basically. 5th house double transit of Saturn. But look at this. So we all know that the Ace of Cups can represent your love life, self-love specifically, but also love, like love, like romantic love. So there is definitely potential moving into the new year. I do, again, see this more like May energy and beyond for you. But again, does not mean that it can't possibly happen earlier. It can. Because with the Elder of Cups, this could either be someone you're emotionally connected to or, a love interest coming into your life. We have strength. So this is relying on your source of inner strength to get you through until love comes knocking. Again, that self-love, really dating yourself is kind of a theme. I like to call the single life the self-love life lately. But yeah, you're getting more spiritual guidance from your higher self or inner self, as I'm now calling it. Because to me, even just the term higher self kind of has a outside of me or greater than me, better than me kind of connotation. So I like to kind of attribute it more to the inner self, which basically is the higher self, but I don't know. Words are weird. But we have the 7 of Pentacles. So basically, as far as your question with January itself, I would say probably not in January itself, because we do have the 7 of Pentacles, which is the dreaded P word, patience. But sometime this next year, there is a very strong potential for you to have a new connection in your love life. Very strong in 2023. But January specifically with the 7 of Pentacles, when I kind of asked in my mind, I would say it's probably beyond January. But don't fret, because the devil, that comes in when we're worried and we're thinking, oh, it'll never happen for me, or I'll never get to live the life I want. When the devil comes out, I say the best thing we can all do is to really tune into where are our bad habits, where are these cyclical thought loops that we get stuck in. And like I was talking about in other readings tonight, a lot of those darker, thoughts are not even our own thoughts. Those are like outside entity interference, literal like devils on our shoulder talking in our ear. But when you can change your habits and really like get a handle on your day-to-day routine. Oh, that one went flying. Let me grab that. Your day-to-day routine and getting a really good handle on that. Look, yes, as I'm talking about day-to-day routines and just really focusing on, strengthening your mind, body, and spirit, overcoming any bad habits or, perceived even mental obstacles that are, kind of firmly in place. You have the Chariot here. You're coming to a crossroads in, I'd say, the earlier part of 2023. So like between now and February is kind of the timeline I'm getting for you to be able to make a choice to move your life in a new direction. Whether this is your career or you moving out of your house to another house, or, making a decision to go out with friends and just put yourself out there more. At the heart of the Chariot is this message of success. Whatever path you're going down, you're finding success at the end of it, or, along the way of it. And then, of course, at the back of the deck here, we got the 9 of Pentacles. Look at that. So your hard work will definitely be paying off in 2023. There's a lot that you've set the groundwork for in, they're showing me like 2020 through the rest of this year. You set some really strong like foundations for yourself in all areas of life. They're not just showing me career or, just your personal life or love. They're showing me all areas of life, like so many areas of life. You've overcome some obstacles, but then maybe felt like you were, with that like back injury and stuff, you felt like, 1 step forward, 4 steps back, but you're coming back. You're back in the race. Like it's very tortoise in the hare energy of, the tortoise is basically like, well, I don't know where the hare's at. The hare's probably won, but I'm going to keep going anyway. I don't care. And then he passes the hare who's sleeping under a tree. It's like slow and steady is going to win you this race. That will help you with this hard work that's going to pay off for you. Let's see, anything else Michelle needs to know. And then the 8 of Pentacles. Yes, just do your due diligence. Continue to put in the effort and the work, because from the 8 comes the 9. So there's progression here for sure. So you're hoping the holistic coach will help you establish a better routine. Yeah, I definitely see that happening, especially if this holistic coach is helping you overcome some habits. Or if there's some specific health, habits, or it doesn't necessarily just have to be with like diet and exercise. This could just be with getting enough sleep, your mental, like, what's the word? Like mental fitness of, just what are you consuming mentally? Is that in your best interest? And working with this holistic coach to help you find the best path forward. Of course, using your internal guidance as well, because that's always very intuitive and on point for you. This will definitely set you up with that routine to really jump into a really beautiful 2023. Again, it's not all happening right out of the gate, but you're building to something. You are so welcome, Michelle. I'm excited. I'm really picking up, it's a very slow build to the excitement, but I can feel it building. I already can. And you've already really built that foundation from which you're drawing upon. I mean, yay. So good. Yes. All right. Now let's timestamp Amber. So 2/13/53. 2/15. Is that what I said? No, 13. Man. Numbers are hard. Words are hard. Numbers are hard. And then now we'll just say 53 because that's where we were. Okay. That's Amber's timestamp. So we're going to read Amber's question. It's on email. I wanted some guidance from both Source Mom and Divine Source. I feel depleted and exhausted. Feel like I'm running away. What to do, and also how to let go of everything, trauma in the past, etc. Okay. So what can she do? She feels like running away, tuning into that true guidance. help her get the clarity. She feels like running away. Just help her get the clarity she needs to build the best life for herself, to heal from the past. What does she need to do? Ooh, that one flipped. This one's important. I want to kind of put her over here, like on a pedestal. For some reason, I didn't see what it was, but I just got the intuition. This is very important. Okay. Ooh. The sun will come out tomorrow. That song from the musical Annie. I'm hearing that already. So maybe literally tomorrow. So at the time you're watching this, maybe tomorrow, from the time you're watching this, if you're watching it tonight, meaning the night I'm doing the live stream, then hopefully tomorrow when you wake up, things will just feel brighter and better for you. But I can totally see this kind of confusion, chaos, just wanting to heal, but not sure what to do. But it's very interesting because there is this like crossroads energy, almost like the chariot here, or, just what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Well, let's see. Ooh. That's why she's so important, seeing things from a different perspective. So going within and really tuning in and, not asking, why is this happening to me? As a human, we've all been there. I've been there this week. So like, I'm not calling you out in any way, Amber, but like, why is this happening to me? And it's like, instead, maybe keep the same wording, but change the tone of the voice. Why is this happening to me? And just being more, I'm going to tune in and find out. I don't know why I just kind of felt like William Shatner for a second, in his kind of almost spoken word poetry kind of voice. But this to me, and it's very funny, William Shatner, Captain Kirk, I've never watched, I would catch parts and pieces of Star Trek as a kid. It would just be on right before dinner at my grandma's house where I lived. But, space, something about the final frontier. What I'm seeing with this is like you're going into uncharted territory within your own self. It's like space, that vast, unexplored expanse of just infiniteness also exists within you. So instead of thinking you're on the earth looking up at the moon, now you're on the moon looking down at the earth or up at the earth or whatever. Feels very parallel here. But using your emotions to see things, to ground yourself in a new perspective. And yes, this is a very interesting take on the past. It doesn't exist. But yet for us, it's very real and we live in it so often. We give it so much of our love, affection, attention, hate, disdain, frustration, right? And everything in between and above and below and inside and out. So many of us just, it's like the past is still very much alive for many of us, both for good and for bad. But this is asking you to get very present in the moment. Especially, and I know what you've got going on in your family right now, with the visiting with the extended family and travel and stuff, but this is not exciting and not comfortable to be very present, but it is important to be very present because your healing, what's coming through now is your healing is happening in this now moment. Your healing doesn't happen, 3 days ago. You could have done some healing 3 days ago, but that healing no longer. Not saying it didn't happen and whatever, but like now is where we're focusing. Your healing is existing in this moment, and this is the only moment you can heal from the past is right now. So it's about getting very present and asking yourself, are things as bad as I'm making it? If the answer is yes, examining why, and even just doing like a mental health and a physical health wellness check on yourself. Like, is my heart beating? Do I feel cold? Do I feel hot? What does my pulse feel like? Are my eyes bugging out of my head? Do I feel calm? Do I feel angry? And just kind of, and just kind of fact finding. Okay, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling this, without attaching to, oh man, I hate feeling like this, or this sucks, or But if those thoughts and emotions come up, of course, allow them to be there. They're valid too. But this is about you just observing where you're at in the present moment and intending to allow it to flow, allow it to go, allow yourself to let go or release anything that is just not serving your highest good. And it's very interesting. I'm getting kind of a weird pain, kind of like up and to the right of my higher heart chakra, like area. Higher heart, I don't know, somewhere in that arena. So it's almost like a union or a bridge of your higher heart chakra to your throat chakra to be able to speak your truth from the heart, but not the heart that a lot of humans will talk, from their heart, and it's a lot of times we don't say the nice things. Um, but this is from your soul, like from your essence. Yeah, look at this higher self energy coming in. And then the chariot, yes, there's that chariot we were already tuning into. Look at that. I don't know why yours is so asymmetrical compared to everybody else's reading, but I think that just goes right in line with seeing things from a completely different perspective. I just didn't feel the need to put everything all, symmetrical for you for some weird reason. Let's get some guidance for Amber. Besides just being in the flow of things, being in the present moment, just allowing what is to be, allowing the past to kind of die away or fall away from the now. Lineage of the rose, moved by the goddess, here for this, soul call and gather. So all that you're going through right now and everything that's just, you're currently experiencing, and the fact that you're with extended family right now, it's like this was destined to be, or, preordained in some way. Then we have the sacred waters, nourishment, replenishment, health, rest, and self-care. So even through this kind of difficult time of these visits and what's going on with your husband and brother and possible sister-in-law, if she's getting herself in the mix, nourishing yourself, replenishing yourself, taking care of yourself through these challenging times of being, kind of almost feeling like you're forced to be in this position where you'd rather just run away and not have to deal with any of this. But again, kind of going back to the reading we did for you on Monday, this to me feels like you, and it's very interesting, I just instinctively put my hand up to that kind of weird pain area of the higher heart and throat. So my hand's like between the higher heart and my throat right now, kind of really touching both of them, if I'm being honest. My hand's, I guess, big enough to touch both areas at the same time. But to me, this is such a, and I know I don't normally associate the higher heart or the throat or both with the inner child, but I'm really feeling inner child coming through. So connecting to the children, to your daughter, to your nephew, and really seeing things through their eyes. Maybe that's part of this different perspective you're being asked to take right now with all the stuff you want to just run away from. The hanged one here kind of just has to face it, because I'm like assuming, I guess, that the hanged man is from Earth, but they're right now currently standing on the moon. They have to face this kind of dilemma of feeling stuck. Maybe the spaceship left. Maybe they're stranded on the moon. What a predicament to be in, right? But that's kind of the energy I'm getting with you, is just feeling stranded, almost like, like spirit dropped you off where you're at right now and you don't feel like you should be here. But really, this is exactly where you should be right now, or need to be right now, to gain some wisdom. And it's very interesting here how we've got these really beautiful bright pops of yellow, solar plexus energy, confidence, and self esteem, valuing yourself, knowing you are just as valid and worthy as everybody else, and being able to speak that truth through that higher heart. All right, I want to get one more. Just messages of clarity for Amber as she wants to run away right now, and just help her feel more grounded in the present moment, and not just be in the moment to feel like she's suffering through it, but to actually enjoy herself, to have some joy and to have some fun. Okay, all of those want to come out, so we'll just take them all. Okay, so we have here power symbol. Cleanse, purify, and protect the physical body, which, nourishment, replenishment, health, rest, self-care, that same, very similar message between those two cards. And with the power symbol here, it reminds me of that talisman kind of message that we got for you. And yes, Solar Siren, you're next. I was going to do yours before Amber's, and then I totally went off my rails. So yes, you're next, my dear. But yes, this power symbol of that talisman energy of like it could be a crystal or a piece of jewelry. Even if you don't really have much on you, you could find a piece of paper and wrap it up, put it in your pocket, and call that your talisman. Write positive words of affirmation on it or something to kind of act as that symbol of you being able to stand in your own power. Because I think a lot of what's going on for you right now, Amber, you feel powerless being with these two more dominant masculine energies on this trip. So Awen, 3 rays of light, balancing male and female energies, like I was just saying, peace and harmony. Yeah, so you're not feeling so out of balance or overpowered by the masculines here. You're raising to the occasion to show that beautiful feminine energy as well. But then we have here abracadabra with wings, fantastic good fortune, and lucky chances. So this isn't going to all be bad. With the sun in your reading at all, it's letting you know there's a light at the end of this tunnel, whatever that looks like. And it's very interesting. It's like this waterfall is about to go off the cliff here, or this river is about to turn into a waterfall that's cascading down a cliff. But really, I'm seeing this more as that light at the end of the tunnel, that breath of fresh air you're waiting for. Oh, there goes my camera. So that's your message. And yes, it felt very riddled and almost speaking in parables or metaphors, but somehow I know there's some guidance in here. Is just being present, not pretending the past doesn't exist, even though really, like, it literally no longer exists in your physical and like immediate reality. The past is no longer, but it feels very real in the moment, especially when people from the past come in and trigger things, and it can feel very, very real. So healing, you taking the utmost care of yourself, tuning in, maybe even putting your hand on your heart, your higher heart, your throat, or maybe kind of stacking them. Like if this is your belly button and this is your throat, just kind of stacking them from heart to throat, kind of like this, and just tuning in, feeling the rise and fall of your chest, feeling your voice if you're talking, feeling your breath coming in and out, just tuning yourself back into your inner child, but helping that inner child, not feeling helpless like the inner child might have felt in the past in, like, say, instances with this brother, but feeling empowered, feeling connected to your inner child by way of, like, rescuing or helping that inner child, Amber. All right, big hugs. I know you're struggling right now, and I wish, if anything, I just wish I could take it all away and you wouldn't have to struggle and deal with all this craziness, but like it says, you're here for this. This is a soul calling for you to be exactly where you are right now. You're exactly where you're meant to be right now, even if you'd rather be anywhere but where you're at. It can be difficult, but you will get through it. This too will pass, and you will have that breath of fresh air yet again in the near future. Big hugs, Amber. Thanks again for your donation. All right, Solar Siren, go ahead and post your question. And you are the very last one, I do believe. Yes, we've done everybody else's question here. Yay, we got Jessa. What do I need to do to prepare for the changes that are coming my way? Ooh, I love it. Okay. So let's tune in. What does Jessa need to do to prepare for the changes coming her way? Well, let's say of all of the shuffling I've done, that was probably the most fluid and solid. So as far as things moving, they're moving at a better pace than most of the rest of the collective. So things are definitely moving forward for you. What does she need to do to prepare for the changes that are coming? I think you've already done a lot of mental, physical, or not physical, but mental, emotional, and spiritual preparation. That being said, there's the physical act of taking leaps of faith and moving in directions, and maybe even not so much on the emotional that it's completely figured out, but you're still utilizing your emotions to tune in to what it is you need to do to move forward. So we have judgment here, so that's very central to the reading. I'm feeling that you are tuning into that higher guidance and maybe making some changes, some big decisions. But to me, this feels like this has been a marathon. So whatever specific thing that you're wanting to change, it feels like it's been a long time coming, but it just wasn't quite the right time. But now coming in, it's like this is that, I call this the Olympic athlete card. Like it's almost ready to go to the Olympics. It's done the blood, the sweat, the tears. It's really prepared. That light at the end of the tunnel's there, but there's still just one more big hurdle to overcome before this person is free to move to the next thing, is really what I see with that. And then with the Five of Cups, there is this element of grief surrounding what you're changing. So yeah, you're excited for these changes, but at the same time, there's this bittersweet energy kind of underlying it, and maybe even confusion, like, am I doing the right thing? Is this in my best interest? And all the questions that we have. But of course, you're very in tune with your intuition. You know on a deeper level what needs to be done, or, what would be in your best interest. Because really, what's in your best interest in this situation is in everybody's best interest. It's just one party's willing to move forward, another isn't, is kind of the vibe. And I'm not just speaking like in your love life, I'm seeing this in also like the career. So like you're going to be the one to kind of pull the trigger on this direction, that direction. And you're going to know what's meant for you. But even if you know, okay, yeah, I know this is the thing I need to do, but it almost feels like this mountain you're climbing to get where you want to be. But this might just end up being too like where you want to settle down as far as your location. It's interesting. I want to go to this other tarot deck now. What does Jessa need to do to prepare for the changes that are coming her way? The Hermit. So this is how you're getting this guidance and this, spiritual inspiration and, nudging to go in the right direction for yourself, is to go within, to really connect to that inner, source, God, creator spark of you. And of course, the Hermit is like the theme for 2023 because it's the universal year number 7. 2 + 0 + 2 + 3 = 7, which is very introspected, self-knowledge, self-wisdom, wanting to know all the things about your inner environment so you can make the best choices for yourself. But at the same time, there is this element of detachment from other, connections you might have in your life. Specifically those you're looking to move on from or transition them from one way of being to another. But then we've got the Devil card, which, of course had to rear its head because this is, again, just second guessing or feeling confused or being tempted to do one thing when maybe it's in your best interest to do another, or what to do. It's just not the right time even. But temptations, even like just with like, like I'm seeing it's like taking the best care of yourself, whether that's like with diet or like self-care type of stuff. It could be both or either, whatever one resonates more, or if they both resonate, great. But this is just asking you to come back to your center, to know the best way to take care of yourself. And when you can start taking care of yourself, almost like one of your children, really nurturing your inner child, and of course your more divine inner goddess as well, and just really tuning into your really divine feminine aspect can then help you. Because I know your career, your career literally is solar, like literally masculine sun, solar energy, right? But you have this beautiful balance in your essence of the more moon or feminine energy of that. So you're very forward I would say in all aspects of life in that more masculine energy, but then you balance it out with this beautiful feminine energy. So you just as a person have a very balanced masculine and feminine, the introspective and the action, the give and then the receive. So this is about you coming into further union with your own divine masculine and feminine, the internal twin flame journey, if we want to label it, to know what's meant for you. But the Explorer of Swords, so this is the Knight of Swords. So there's something coming in very swiftly. So I'd say like the beginning of the year, you've got an idea of what direction to go. But again, it might take some introspection and some finagling and some plans being made before you really take that major leap. But information, news, opportunities, ideas are coming in hot. Then the Four of Pentacles. So this is about maybe saving money, budgeting, figuring out, costs of things. And I know prices are constantly going up these days, but you're finding some sort of budget, or maybe even reworking the family like dynamic with money. You pay for this, I pay for that kind of vibe, and trying to figure something out with this. So that would help with the changes on like different bank accounts or savings accounts or 401k accounts, whatever kind of monetary accounts you have, trying to figure out what's yours, the yours, mine, and ours kind of scenario, of what the future looks like for your household, and trying to separate what doesn't need to be any longer entangled, if that makes sense. Let's see. Let me go to this deck now. Get some additional guidance for Jessa, just anything else she needs to know to wrap up her reading. And we have here cacao with initiation. So you're going to be the one. Okay. So I'm already seeing some sort of offer or opportunity. You already have an idea what this could be, or you already know maybe flat out what it is. If you don't flat out know what this, initiatory energy is, you have a like kind of intuition about what direction this might be taking you. If you don't know it flat out, then you at least have an inkling about it. I feel like I'm speaking in riddles in these last two readings. Oh, that does. Ooh, and then this one just flying off the shelf. Okay, we have here with Grace with, oh gosh, don't ask me to pronounce this. Shrisandra. Shrisandra? Is that how we say that? So we have the numbers 38 and 29. Those might be relevant to what's going on. We have a Jupiter and Venus here, which in a man's chart, Venus represents the wife, and in the woman's chart, at least in Vedic astrology, the husband is represented by Jupiter, but children are also represented by Jupiter, so are teachers and gurus. So it can be convoluted if we really think about it. But, Venus is really the female elements, the female people in our lives, the soul sister connections, specifically the spiritual soul sister connections are really going to be what supports you through these changes, through these shifts, leaning on your soul sister spiritual support system. That's a lot of S's. Soul sister spiritual support system. That's 5 S's. The 5 S's, we'll call it the 5 S's. Soul sister spiritual support system. Hey, we could make a commercial about that like we used to do when we were kids. Do you want to get in on the Soul Sister Spiritual Support System? Call now. 1-900-SSS. Yeah, I'm weird, but you knew that already. But yeah, I'm really getting a download too of the swan symbolism, swans mate for life. But when you think you found that swan and it doesn't turn out to be the end all be all of what you thought it was going to be, and then life shifts, life changes, that can be a whole mental cluster effort just in and of itself. But that still kind of leaves the door open for love to find you, which, we all know, forests, yes, I love it. But yes, you are, and to me, the swans like symbolic, a lot of S's tonight. Symbolic of that twin flame journey, twin flame union. And of course, I'm more reading this as that twin flame journey or union of the divine masculine, divine feminine within you. So your own divine feminine, divine masculine energy, twin flame coming together, union. And as you work both elements of the divine masculine, divine feminine within your own life, it's almost like, I'm reading this almost like a locket, like opening up to bring you so much spiritual support for yourself, from your higher self. Have I confused you yet? I almost feel like I'm writing a Bible or something with these last couple readings. It's almost like some of this information can be interpreted like 3 or 4 different ways. So this might be something that you might want to bookmark and watch a couple times to, and even as the day shifts or the weeks shift, months shift, the energy or kind of underlying energy of this reading can kind of fit almost any scenario that you are in. Okay, I'm glad it's making sense to you. And I know, I'm sure I'm kind of speaking in code just a bit about your personal life because you probably don't want that all over the internet. So I know you're picking up what I'm throwing down with certain relationships and things, right? But we've got here time to shine, creates an energetic resonance for golden opportunities, and they've already started to come in. With this initiation energy, they've already started to come in. So you're already tuning into these things. Doesn't mean you've hit the peak or the end all be all of it, because you're only here. Here's the peak. You're still, going to the summit. You're still working your way up. So you have not peaked yet. Yay. You're not one of those people that peaked in high school. I like to think I'm not either. Then we have protection, strong protection magic for the family and the home. So specifically with your housing, current kind of dangerous neighborhood housing situation, just know that you are very strongly protected. I know you've done all your due diligence to do all your things. Yeah, dork in high school, right? Me too. I love it. But yeah, you are very protected. And even as you make these shifts and changes, you know what this means, the home life, the family life. You're protected through those shifts, through those changes. through everything that's, already happened, going on right now, and will come to pass. You're protected through this, both, like physically, financially, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. You've really set yourself a nice foundation for which to move and navigate in your next best direction, if that makes sense. So, big hugs, you got this. Yeah, you're moving on up. You're like the Jeffersons, moving on up. Ooh, to the something East Side. I never watched that show. I mean, I've seen it a couple times, but it wasn't like, it was on Nick at Night. Remember, we'd have Nick at Night on sometimes when you were at my house when we were kids. Um, but yeah, it wasn't something I really watched. Like, not that it wasn't a great show. I thought it was kind of funny, but I don't even know all the lyrics to the to a deluxe apartment in the sky, right? I don't know. Maybe you're moving to the East Coast. That a protection card, girl. Yay! I'm glad it resonated. That's what I'm here for. Hopefully to bring you some good message. Oh, it's the same compass as a certain. That's right. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. But this to me feels like maybe this is going to be a union of protection and home eventually for you. And maybe that's why I was singing that Jeffersons song. Moving on up. I don't know. Maybe look at the lyrics of the Jeffersons theme song because there might be some additional guidance that I'm not, because I don't know all the words. That there's, yet another layer of the onion of this reading that we're getting here for you today. Well, there it is. Big hugs. Thank you for your donation, and I'm glad I could give you this message. Yeah, there will be those trials and tribulations and the hard work and effort, but I think you already knew that. Life is but one big effort, it seems like, one big pot of elbow grease that we all got to rub on and get going on, right? But yes, I love you, and I love each and every one of you that are here and have been here tonight. And I will be back on Friday. So I am now going to go hang out with my hubby so we can, have some alone time without the kids all up in our business. It's kind of nice to just have a conversation without the dog barking or the kids, hey, mommy, look, and da 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 da. Sometimes, just having a one-on-one conversation with your significant other is like gold. So I'm going to go dig some gold. So let's do that. I love you, honey. I love you too. Big, big hugs to everybody. And I will see you Wednesday. Not today is Wednesday. Yeah, but I will hopefully see you next Wednesday as well. But I will also see you Friday. If you're looking for any pick of cards, I have some recent things. A message from your subconscious mind over on Harmony Portal Tarot. Of course, all the daily messages that are rolling out. And on Friday at 8 a.m. Mountain Time, I will have the January 2023 pick a card reading. You don't want to miss that one. It is some big, amazing energy coming in hot for January that we can all get behind and be excited about. I'm really excited to bring that through. So that'll be up on my other channel, Harmony Portal Tarot, linked below. And I will see you guys back here at Harmony Portal Tarot live at 11 a.m. Mountain Time on Friday. My kids will be home, so we're playing it by ear. Hopefully I will not have any migraines, Lord bear me strength on that. Yes. Thanks for the reading. You're so welcome, Amber. I hope you saw it. Thanks for reminding me. I will timestamp. I will let you know the timestamp. It is 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 53 seconds into the reading. So you can either leave that comment for the timestamp or just write it down, or I can do it, whatever you want to do. But yeah, I'm going to go, you guys. I'm just rambling like I do. I say goodbye and then I get hooked back in and just want to hang out for 50 more years. But that's just how much I love you. You guys are amazing. And I will see you on Friday. So hope to see you then. All right, you guys. Bye.